Chapter 76. Just like that, Jiang Chen followed the two martial saints and planned to go to their cave to absorb the dragon blood. At the same time, Kulisa took a spaceship and finally arrived at the 9527th Federation after a month's journey. Wow, this is fresh air. After arriving at the Great Federation, Kulisa was in a good mood. He bought a network connector on the roadside and successfully connected to the network of the 9527 Federation. Searched to see if any frozen demons died a month ago. After some searching, I really found Kulisa. Was it discovered by Wuhuang Jukin? On the ancient Dark Star, a mysterious tribe of frozen demons appeared and were killed by the natives. The natives. Kulisa was a little confused. No matter how useless his brother was, he couldn't possibly lose to the natives, right? The natives on most planets were usually below the martial arts master level. How could he possibly defeat Kula, who was at the martial emperor level? Hey! I'm really curious, what's so special about this ancient Dark Star? Kulisa decided to go over and take a look. As a real estate tycoon, Kulisa had built an advanced spaceship. This spaceship is a bit like an octopus. It is quite large in size, but its flying speed is not slow at all. Target, ancient Dark Star, whoosh. The spacecraft rushed through the universe at superluminal speed. About 6 hours later, the spacecraft arrived near the ancient Pluto. Yes, this spaceship is fast enough. If I travel again in the future, I will only take the octopus spaceship. Kulisa stood on the spaceship and looked down at the ancient Pluto. As a member of the Ice Demon clan, Kulisa can breathe in space, so there is no problem even if he doesn't enter a spaceship. Suddenly, Kulisa's eyes lit up. This ancient Dark Star contains a lot of spiritual energy. If we sell it, we will definitely make a lot of money. As a real estate tycoon, Kulisa is able to keenly capture business opportunities. Kula, I didn't expect that even if you died, you could still guide me to find such a treasure. Your death is really worth 1,000 gold. Kulisa returned to the spaceship and landed it on the ancient Pluto. Kill all the natives on this planet. Then the planet will be mine. On the ancient star, Carrot was practicing. The Beizhou Tower was flying in the universe, and it would take several hours to return to the ancient star. Hey! Suddenly, Carrot looked up and saw a huge octopus spaceship landing on the ancient star. Another alien? Let me go and take a look. Carrot flew towards the spaceship. The spiritual energy over there is the most abundant. I'll go over there and take a look. Kulisa also flew towards the direction of the Beizhou tribe. In this way, Kulisa and Carrot met halfway. At this time, Kulisa was still disguised as a human and did not reveal his true identity. Are you a native of this planet? Kulisa asked first. Carrot looked at Kulisa suspiciously. He always felt that there was something strange about Kulisa, but he couldn't put his finger on it. Forget it, let's try to communicate first. Because of the precedent of Jukin, Carrot did not take action directly, but wanted to ask about the purpose of the attack. What are you doing on our ancient dark planet? Hearing this, Kulisa bowed slightly, showing his gentlemanly side. Sir, I came to ancient Dark Star to ask you for a favor. Carlotta raised his eyebrows. This man was quite polite and didn't seem like a bad person. You want me to do something for you? If it's not something too outrageous, I'll try my best to satisfy you. After all, you shouldn't hit someone who smiles at you. Carrot had a good first impression of Kulisa. What is it? Tell me. Kulisa suddenly clenched his fists, and in an instant, he rushed to Carrot. I want to ask you, all of you die. A punch hit Carrot. Puff. After being suddenly hit hard, Carlotte also spat out a mouthful of blood. Damn it. This guy actually attacked me by surprise. Carrot no longer hesitated and transformed into a Super Saiyan. At present, the cultivation level displayed by Kulisa is only at the martial artist level, and Carrot's transformation into a Super Saiyan is enough to deal with it. Get out. Carrot slapped Kulisa and sent him flying. Crack. After crashing into a few trees, Kulisa regained his balance. He looked at Carrot curiously. Golden hair? What is this? Your strength seems to have increased a lot. Carrot snorted coldly. Stop talking nonsense, since you are the enemy, just die here. Carrot rushed towards Kulisa and attacked continuously, making Kulisa in a miserable state. Damn it. I thought my martial arts master level was enough to defeat this group of natives, but I didn't expect, they wanted me to show my true form. With a grit of his teeth, Kulisa tore off his human disguise and revealed his identity as an ice demon. Ah. This is the Ice Demon clan. Carrot recognized it at a glance. Like Kula before, this guy is a member of the Ice Demon clan. The frozen demons have multiple forms. This guy has martial arts master level strength in the first stage. If he shows his full strength, he will probably be no weaker than Kula. Thinking of this, Carrot became interested. Hey. You have multiple transformations, right? Just use the final form and let me see your strength. At the beginning, when facing Kula, Carrot was only a 9th level warrior and had only one Super Saiyan transformation. Now that Carrot has transformed into a Super Saiyan god and his cultivation has reached the level of a martial artist, he wants to fight the frozen demons again. See who is stronger. Kulisa raised the corner of his mouth slightly. Sure, I'll show you my final form. Kulisa opened his hands and his body expanded rapidly. In an instant, his body grew a few inches taller. As you can see, this is my final form. My strength has reached the level of Martial King, which is more than enough to kill you. Carrot frowned slightly. This guy was really annoying. This was clearly the second form, but he insisted on saying it was the final form. Do you really think you don't know? Don't hide it. It would be meaningless if you don't show your full strength. Because I am very strong. Boom. Carrot immediately transformed into Super Saiyan Red and looked at Kulisa indifferently. You'll have 3 seconds, or I'll start. How could it be? Kulisa was shocked. This guy can also transform into red-haired guy? I feel like he's stronger than me in this form. Kulisa took a deep breath and it seemed that he was really going to use all his strength. In this way, Kulisa no longer hides and directly transforms into the 4th stage. The classic Kulisa appearance is online. Kulisa stood with his hands open and his left and right feet forward and backward. Okay, native, let me see how strong your full strength is. Carrot sensed the other party's aura and found that his cultivation had reached the 1st level of Martial Emperor. You're a good opponent. Hey. My name is Carlotta. Now it's your turn. Tell me your name. Kulisa. Why should I follow your weird rules? Besides, the name Carrot sounds annoying. Damn. Chapter 77. However, Kulisa finally took the initiative to give his name. Call me Kulisa, kid, remember, I'm the one who killed you. After saying that, Kulisa pointed his thumb at himself with a confident look on his face. Kulisa. Carrot scratched his head. I always feel like it has something to do with Kula. Never mind, I'll just have fun with it first. Come on. Kulisa. Carrot rushed straight towards Kulisa and kicked with his left foot, but was blocked by Kulisa with one hand. That's all you have. Kulisa was about to laugh at him. The next moment, Carrot turned his body, followed up with his right foot, and kicked Kulisa away. I'm sorry, what did you say? I didn't hear you. Kulisa steadied himself, his expression furious. Damn it, I won't let you go. The two fought again, and after a fierce battle, Kulisa finally ran out of energy and was defeated by Carrot. Your energy is exhausted. Carrot looked at Kulisa calmly. Go away. I won't kill you. Go back and practice hard. When you become stronger, we'll fight again. After saying that, Carrot let out a long breath and cancelled his Super Saiyan God transformation. Kulisa stared at Carrot with eyes wide open and full of resentment. Are you pitying me? You are a native of a planet, and you are pitying me, a real estate tycoon in the universe? Not to mention, in terms of realm, I am so much stronger than you. Are you worthy of having mercy on me? What's wrong? Carrot looked at Kulisa at this moment. You're running out of energy and can't move? Well, I'll give you a ball of energy. Carrot raised his right hand and transferred a ball of energy to Kulisa. This ball of energy is enough for you to escape from the ancient dark star. Get lost. Kulisa. Ah. I would rather die than be humiliated. I would rather die than be humiliated by you like this. A hole. You damned native. In a rage, Kulisa gathered all his energy and attacked Carrot with one blow. Looking for death. Carrot turned around and used a Qigong wave to directly swallow Kulisa. You were given a chance to live, but you didn't know how to cherish it. At this moment, most of Kulisa's body was destroyed and his breath was extremely weak. In your current condition, you will die in a minute. Carrot turned and left, too lazy to pay any more attention to Kulisa. Kulisa looked at Carrot flying away, cursed softly and then used his remaining energy to control his body and flew towards the spaceship. Idiot, I am a frozen demon. Even if half of my body is destroyed, I can still move normally. Just wait, I will be back. Transformation, hey? I'm going to practice hard and try to achieve a golden transformation. When that happens, I'll be called Golden Kulisa. A hole. 5 minutes later, Kulisa dragged his broken body and drove the spaceship away from the ancient star Pluto. At this time, Carrot noticed that a spaceship left the ancient star Pluto in the sky. Spaceship? Could it be that Kulisa is okay despite being injured like that? Isn't his vitality too strong? About 20 minutes later, the Beidou Tower spacecraft landed on the ancient Ming star. Beidou walked out of the spaceship, his brow slightly furrowed. The energy nearby was somewhat chaotic. Who was fighting? Hey, Beidou Tower. Carrot flew to the side of Beidou Tower. You would never have thought that a frozen demon had just arrived, and he was a martial emperor level warrior. I fought with him, and he was so strong. Unfortunately, he is still not as strong as me. After I defeat him, I will let him go back and practice well, and we will fight again another day. Beidou Tower. Wait, did you let an enemy go? Aren't you afraid that he will come back to take revenge on you? Carrot scratched his head. Oh, don't worry about it, Beidou. As long as we become stronger than him, he will not be a problem. Beidou's eyes widened. You idiot. When you meet an enemy, of course you have to kill him directly. How could you do this? Carrot turned his head and said, after he returns, he will definitely work hard to become stronger. Don't you want to fight with the strong? Hearing this, Beidou Tower fell silent. Okay, I really want to fight with a strong person. Okay, then if one day this frozen demon tribe comes back, remember to notify me and I will go fight him. Carrot pondered, his name is Kulisa, but... Beidou Tower, I don't think you can beat him. He is a martial emperor level strongman. Beidou waved his hand and said, don't look down on me, Carrot. I can already transform into Super Saiyan 2. As long as Master Jiang Chen helps me, he can teach me how to transform into Super Saiyan 4. By then, you won't be my opponent. Carrot was a little surprised. He didn't expect that, Beijuda, you could actually transform into Super Saiyan too. Now, we just have to wait for Master Jiang Chen to return to ancient Ming Star. I don't know when he will come back. In the cave of Jinyan Martial Saint, 3 martial saints and Jiang Chen all gathered here. Hearing that Jiang Chen needed dragon blood for his cultivation, Jinyan Wuxian directly obtained dozens of tons of dragon blood and motioned Jiang Chen to absorb it first. Jiang Chen naturally didn't hesitate to be polite. He went straight into the capsule and started absorbing the dragon blood. This time, the absorption speed was very fast. Dozens of tons of dragon blood were decreasing at a speed visible to the naked eye. My god, the absorption speed is so fast. Jinyan Wuxian was shocked. If he continues to absorb at this rate, Jiang Chen will be able to absorb all the dragon blood in less than 10 minutes. That is, if he can really absorb so much dragon blood. Xin Wusheng rubbed his chin. It should be impossible to absorb so much, right? He has already absorbed a ton before, and now, if he absorbs a few more kilograms, that will be the limit, right? Jinyan Wuxian shook his head. While you were talking, he had already absorbed another ton. One-minded martial saint. Too fast. Just like that, 10 minutes later, Jiang Chen had absorbed all the dragon blood and walked out of the capsule. My current strength. Jiang Chen clenched his fist. The realm of cultivation has not changed, but the physical strength has directly reached the first level of Martial Emperor. My cultivation is still at the Martial King level, but the strength of my body has already reached that of a Martial Emperor. The effect of this dragon blood in strengthening my body is truly too strong. Then, Jiang Chen looked at Jinyan Wuxian. Is there any more dragon blood? I can continue to absorb it. It is said that the dragon blood of the Martial Saint is unlimited, so it is impossible that the Martial Saint has run out of it, right? Cough cough. The true words Martial Saint coughed lightly. Wait a moment, I'll get you some. To be honest, there were only a few dozen tons of dragon blood stored in his cave, and he thought it was enough, but he didn't expect Jiang Chen to absorb it all in one go. But it doesn't matter. As a Martial Saint, I can ask others for the truth. Xin Wusheng spoke at this time. Let me go, Zhenyan Wusheng, you just take a rest, I will go get some dragon blood. Chapter 78. The Martial Saint Xin also has a lot of dragon blood stored in his cave, no less than that of the Martial Saint Zhenyan. Seeing Jiang Chen absorb so much dragon blood, Xin Wusheng's thoughts were also moved. The dragon blood that Jiang Chen absorbed all belonged to Jinyan. If he was grateful, it should only be to Jinyan. Doesn't that mean I have no chance? Therefore, you have to make contributions yourself. Jinyan, this credit cannot be taken by you alone. The true words Martial Saint naturally knew what the one-heart Martial Saint was thinking, so he nodded and said, okay, go get some dragon blood. Be quick and don't delay Jiang Chen's practice. Xin Wusheng waved his hand. Are you still unsure about my work? Come back in 5 minutes. After saying that, Xin Wusheng flew away. This time, he flew at full speed. The Martial Saint of Truth looked at the Martial Saint of Qingtian again and said, Qingtian, you should also go and get some dragon blood. It is an honor for you to let Jiang Chen use your resources. The Martial Saint Qingtian scratched his head. Jiang Chen used his resources, so should he be grateful? In the eyes of his master, Jiang Chen was too important. Okay, master, I'll be back soon. Despite what he said, the Martial Saint Qingtian was still very obedient and flew out directly to look for dragon blood. Jiang Chen, come and take a rest for a while. Jinyan Wuxian pointed to the pavilion not far away. Sit down, let's talk about your cultivation experience. Jiang Chen nodded, indicating that it was no problem. So, the two of them sat in the pavilion and discussed some insights into spiritual practice. Jinyan is a Martial Saint after all, and his insights into cultivation have also benefited Jiang Chen a lot. Thank you, Martial Saint, for your guidance. Jiang Chen was sincerely grateful. This exchange at least saved me a few years of hard training. Jinyan Wuxian laughed and said you're welcome. At the same time, he was somewhat puzzled. Listening to Jiang Chen's talk about his cultivation experience, it seemed that there was nothing special about it. Why was Emperor Wu willing to be his disciple? Don't understand, can't comprehend. Emperor Wu's thoughts are indeed unpredictable. Soon, Martial Saint Qingtian and Martial Saint Yuxin came back, both carrying their own dragon blood. Each person carried dozens of tons, which added up to hundreds of tons. In this way, Jiang Chen continued to absorb the dragon blood. In the blink of an eye, an hour passed. All the dragon blood brought by these two Martial Saints was absorbed by Jiang Chen. Why? Jiang Chen walked out of the capsule and clenched his fists. Why is my physical strength only at the 3rd level of Martial Emperor? He had absorbed dozens of tons before, and his physical strength had reached the 1st level of Martial Emperor. This time, he absorbed hundreds of tons in total, but his physical strength only increased by 2 small levels. Could it be that the strength of the physical body is the same as the realm of cultivation, and after reaching the Martial Emperor realm, it is extremely difficult to advance one level? If that's true, I think I'd have to absorb a lot of dragon blood to reach the 9th level of Martial Emperor. Not to mention the Martial Emperor level. This is just like spiritual energy. The later the stage, the more spiritual energy is needed for breakthrough. At this time, Jinyan Wuxian spoke, Jiang Chen, I observed your physical strength, it seems that it has not improved much. Jiang Chen nodded, well, I absorbed a lot of dragon blood, but my physical strength increased very little. I'm afraid it won't be that easy for me to break through again in the future. Xin Wusheng gave a suggestion, this dragon blood also has a refined version. 1 drop is equal to 1 kilogram of ordinary dragon blood. If you absorb this refined blood, you may be able to break through faster. It's just like when you absorb ordinary spirit stones and absorb top-grade spirit stones, the speed of cultivation is different. Jiang Chen's eyes lit up slightly. This blood of the dragon clan actually has a refined version? Jinyan Wu continued, however, this refined version of heart blood is very rare. Even if I join forces with Yuxin, we can't get too much. If you want to absorb a large amount, I recommend you find the headquarters of the dragon clan. There should be a lot of this kind of refined blood in the dragon clan's headquarters. It should be enough for you to use. Hearing this, Jiang Chen shook his head slightly. The headquarters of the dragon clan is a bit hard to find. Because there are so few dragons, they often move around. God knows their exact location. Forget it, I'll just continue to absorb normal dragon blood. Even though the breakthrough speed will be slower, it's still acceptable. True words, martial saint. One-minded martial saint. Skylifting martial saint. Slow? Is your cultivation speed still considered slow? In less than 2 hours, your physical body broke through from the martial king realm to the martial emperor realm. This is FG crazy. Looking at the entire universe, your cultivation speed is unique. You told me it's slow? If you absorb ordinary dragon blood, you will have to wait for a while. Jinyan Wuxian was a little embarrassed. All the dragon blood we 3 prepared has been absorbed. We need to go find some from others. It will probably take about an hour. It was agreed that Jiang Chen could absorb the dragon blood at will, but he really didn't expect that Jiang Chen's absorption speed would be so fierce. Of course, more importantly, no one expected that Jiang Chen would directly absorb hundreds of tons. This is FGA record for the human race. No one has ever been able to absorb so much dragon blood. Jiang Chen looked at the 3 martial saints and expressed his gratitude. Thank you for your help, sorry for the trouble. Jinyan Wuxian and Yuxin Wuxian also smiled when they heard Jiang Chen's thanks. Why are they doing all this? Is it to get along well with Jiang Chen? Jiang Chen thanked them personally, which means he is now one of our own. This makes everything worth it. No need to thank me. Just wait, the dragon blood will be delivered to your door soon. Yixian Wushang flew away directly. Jinyan, leave the matter of the dragon blood to me. You can take Jiang Chen to see your treasure house first. Choose a few books of magical powers for Jiang Chen to practice. True words, martial saint. Okay. Jiang Chen, do you want to practice supernatural powers? Jinyan Wuxian gave a brief explanation. Mystical powers are cultivated by warriors above the martial emperor level. Once your physical body reaches the martial emperor level, you can also cultivate mystical powers. A good magical power can even help you fight against opponents of higher levels. For example, Jukin from your 9527 area has cultivated the magical power, the sky-flipping palm. This heaven-shaking palm has 6 levels in total, and Jukin should have only cultivated to the 2nd level. If he wants to break through to the 3rd level, he will need a large number of treasures to sacrifice. Yes, cultivating supernatural powers does not depend on cultivation or spiritual energy, but only on treasures. Using special methods to refine treasures into the body, this is supernatural power. If Jukin uses his full strength to activate the heaven-flipping palm, he should be able to barely contend with a martial honored one. You know, his original cultivation is only a martial emperor 7th level. Jiang Chen seemed to be lost in thought. He had heard of the great name of Shen Tong a long time ago. Then I'll trouble you, martial saint, to lead the way. I'll go and choose a magical power to practice. Jinyan Wuxian laughed and said, why are you being polite? Forget about picking just one. Even if you pick 10, I'll give them to you for free. Come on, come on. Chapter 79. Inside the library of Jinyan Wuxian, the gatekeeper disciple was surfing the internet, browsing some adult materials. Ahem. Jinyan Wuxian walked to the door and found his disciple surfing the internet, so he coughed lightly. The gatekeeper disciple was startled, and when he turned around he saw the martial saint Jinyan, the martial saint Qingtian, and Jiang Chen. Oh my god! Why did master come to the library in person? The gatekeeper disciple closed the web page instantly, feeling extremely panicked. Dead, dead, I am really dead this time. No one can help me. It's over. I have been captured alive. Jinyan Wuxian felt a little embarrassed. This disciple was doing these things, and Jiang Chen saw it all. It really affected his image. Jinyan Wuxian, you will go to the discipline hall to receive your punishment later, understand? The gatekeeper disciple bowed his head. Yes, master, I understand. Jiang Chen saw everything and felt a little disdainful. These videos are not very good. Some of the videos were shot on the blue planet by some countries, and the quality is top-notch. The human race in the universe is indeed not as good as the human race on the blue planet in this regard. Jiang Chen, go into the library and pick out a book on magical powers. Jinyan Wuxian stepped aside and motioned Jiang Chen to go first. Jiang Chen smiled and responded, thank you. The two entered the library, followed by the martial saint Qingtian. The gatekeeper disciple was also shocked when he saw this scene. What was the origin of this Jiang Chen? These 2 martial saints seemed to be very respectful to him. Forget it, it has nothing to do with me. I'm going to be punished. The gatekeeper disciple shrugged and walked towards the discipline hall. In the library, Jinyan Wuxian was introducing various magical powers to Jiang Chen. Look at this magical power, the star-destroying hand. Once you have mastered it, you can destroy a planet with just one hand. Look at this again. Once the immortal divine body is cultivated, even a martial arts master will not be able to break through it with physical strength alone. Of course, it must be very difficult to cultivate to perfection. And Thesa Euro Jinyan Washan introduced a lot, and Jiang Chen also listened to a lot that. Jiang Chen thought for a moment and asked. True words martial saint, I feel that these magical powers are all pretty good. And I just want to ask, is there any magical power that is universally recognized as the best? Jinyan Washan was stunned for a moment, then replied, yes, there is, but the first magical power is very expensive to practice. Let me give you an example. It's still Jukin's Heaven Flipping Palm. If you want to cultivate it to perfection, you have to reach the 6th level of Heaven Flipping Palm, which requires a large number of treasures to be sacrificed. And these treasures are not enough to cultivate the first magical power, not even the first level. Not to mention the second level. Even if you are a martial saint, you can only cultivate to the 3rd level at most if you empty your family's wealth. This magical power is undoubtedly the most powerful, but it is also the most expensive. I don't recommend you to practice it, I'm afraid you will end up bankrupt. Jiang Chen coughed lightly. Is it that exaggerated? A martial arts saint emptied his family's wealth, but only had enough to cultivate to the 3rd level? Let's go and take a look, to satisfy our curiosity. Jiang Chen decided to go and take a look. Your library should contain the first magical power, right? Jinyan Washan nodded, yes, I'll take you to see it. Just like that, the two of them came to the center of the library, where a thick book was placed with 7 large gold-plated characters on the pure black cover. 8 transformations and 9 turns return to pure yang. This is the first magical power. 8 transformations and 9 transformations to return to pure yang. Jinyan Martial Saint introduced. We prefer to call it 8-9 mysterious skills. This skill has 9 levels, or 9 turns. When a warrior practices the 8-9 mysterious arts and reaches the 9th level, his physical strength will reach an unparalleled level. Without using any strength, he can rival the martial emperor with just his fists and feet. It's really exaggerated. We are used to calling this kind of perverted guy, sanctification of the flesh. Jiang Chen's pupils shrank slightly. 8-9 mysterious arts? This shit exists in the myths and legends of Blue Star. To be honest, Jiang Chen said. I am from Blue Star. Some myths and legends of Blue Star have records of the 8-9 mysterious arts. Jinyan Washan, oh? Really? It should be that a long time ago, there was a great power who cultivated the 8-9 mysterious art and demonstrated his power on your Blue Star. That's why it was passed down in the form of myths. Jiang Chen nodded, maybe. The true word martial saint looked at Jiang Chen, so, Jiang Chen, which magical power do you plan to practice? Jiang Chen didn't think twice and replied, of course it's the 8-9 mysterious skills. It is true that practicing the 8-9 mysterious skills is difficult, but, as a martial arts practitioner, one should face the challenge head-on. What is it if one does not dare to practice the strongest skill in front of him? The true words martial saint sighed softly, what a courage, but I still want to remind you, practicing the 8-9 mysterious skills is really expensive. Jiang Chen, take your time. I'm still young anyway. Maybe one day I'll be able to gather all the materials to practice the 8-9 mysterious arts. Hearing this, Jinyan Washan couldn't help but feel curious. You said you are very young, I want to ask. How old are you this year? Are you 100 years old? If you are not even 100 years old, you are indeed too young. Jiang Chen? Do I look that old? I am 18 years old this year, truly 18 years old, no joke. 3 months ago, I just awakened my supernatural powers. I'm a real 18-year-old. I'm not kidding you. The true word martial saint was silent. 18 years old? His physical strength has reached the level of martial emperor? And there is a martial emperor who wants to be his disciple. What the hell is this? What is a winner in life? This is what a winner in life is. It's outrageous. Jinyan Washan still didn't believe it. You didn't lie to me, did you? At this time, the sky-bearing martial saint spoke up. I testify that this is what is written in the Great Federation's information. Jiang Chen is indeed 18 years old. True words martial saint? No, you know all of Jiang Chen's information and his age, but you didn't want to accept him as your disciple? Aren't you excited to have such a genius in front of you? Skylifting martial saint. Master, am I not afraid? I am afraid that Jiang Chen will not be able to reach the martial emperor realm. If he cannot reach the martial emperor realm, then everything will be over. The true words martial saint chuckled and said, there is something wrong with your vision and thinking. I suggest you go back to school and start over. Others may not dare to call themselves the martial saint of the sky, but he dares to call himself the martial saint of the truth. The sky-bearing martial saint could only bow his head. Master, you are right. It is my vision that is wrong. I am guilty. Forget it. Jinyan Washan waved his hand. It was right not to accept a disciple anyway. If he accepted a disciple, that would be a big cause and effect. Jiang Chen, I didn't expect you to be so young. That's fine. With your aptitude, you do have the potential to master the 8-9 mysterious arts. In this way, I will sponsor you some treasures in my personal name. These treasures can probably help you practice 1/3 of the first level of 8-9 profound arts. Chapter 80. The true words martial saint coughed lightly and said, the materials for the first level are really too expensive. I can only provide 1/3 of them. If you offer too much, I can't afford it. Jiang Chen expressed his gratitude, that's enough, Jinyan Washan, I am grateful for your kindness. If you need anything in the future, you can come to me. Of course, I mean when I am strong enough. The true word martial saint gave away dragon blood, 8-9 mysterious skills, and materials for free. For Jiang Chen, this was indeed a huge favor. Hearing Jiang Chen's promise, Jinyan Wuxian was also somewhat flattered. He knew very well what Jiang Chen's words meant. If you need help in the future, ask him for help. Behind this is a martial emperor. To round it off, this is a promise from Emperor Wu. I must regard it as a treasure. Jinyan Wuxian, I should thank you, Jiang Chen. The sky-bearing martial saint grasped his hands and could not help but say, well, Jiang Chen, how about I also provide you with 1/3 of the materials? I don't want any promises. I did misjudge you at first. I hope you won't blame me in the future. That's all. Jiang Chen laughed, what's there to complain about? It's human nature to make mistakes, you think too much, Jinyan Wuxian. This time, I should thank you. These materials are very important to me. The martial saint Qingtian breathed a sigh of relief. As long as he didn't feel any resentment, that was good. Jinyan Wuxian took out a USB drive and handed it to Jiang Chen. This contains all the contents of the 8-9 mysterious arts. As for the books placed here, it's just a decoration, don't worry about it. Jiang Chen. Is that really the case? Jiang Chen took the USB drive, then took out the smart optical computer he had bought and inserted it into it. This intelligent optical computer is a technology from the universe. It is basically equivalent to the computer on the blue planet, but it is more intelligent. Through reading, Jiang Chen gained a deeper understanding of the 8-9 mysterious arts. This magical power is indeed difficult to practice, but it is a little different from other magical powers, that is, other magical powers need to be actively activated. For example, Jukin's heaven-flipping palm. Under normal circumstances, his palm is very ordinary. Only when it is stimulated can the palm become very strong. But the 8-9 profound art is different. As long as you practice it, it will be a real passive skill. There is no need to actively activate it. After completing the first level of training, one can directly fight against a 5th level martial arts master with his physical body. It's really amazing, but I only have 2/3 of the resources now, and I can't even make one turn. Jiang Chen shook his head slightly. If you want to gather all the resources, you still have to take your time. About half an hour later, Yixian Wusheng came back and brought several hundred tons of dragon blood again. Haha, I'm back. This time, it's enough for Jiang Chen to absorb. As soon as he landed, Yixian Wusheng saw that Zhenyan Wusheng and Qingtian Wusheng each gave Jiang Chen a storage ring, and Jiang Chen kept thanking them. What's in this storage ring? Why does Jiang Chen value it so much? I also want to improve his favorability. Hey! Martial Saint Yixian greeted Martial Saint Zhenyan. What are you doing? Jinyan Wuxian explained that Jiang Chen was practicing the 8-9 mysterious arts, and we gave him 1/3 of the resources, of course, the first level. So that's how it is. Yixian Wusheng said to Jiang Chen without hesitation. Jiang Chen, I'll give you 1/3 of the remaining resources. This way, you can cultivate to the first level of 8-9 mysterious arts. Don't be polite to me, we are all brothers. Jiang Chen also expressed his gratitude. Just like that, Jiang Chen gathered all the resources for the first level of the 8-9 profound art. However, he did not start practicing right away, because the first level of practice would take 9 days. Now, he decided to absorb the dragon blood first. Jiang Chen, single-minded martial saint, thank you for your help. I need to absorb the dragon blood you brought. Yixian Wusheng made a gesture, no problem. Come directly. Jiang Chen began to absorb dragon blood again, although it was difficult for his body to become stronger again. But after all, there are hundreds of tons of dragon blood here, and Jiang Chen's body is still getting stronger. Until Chuan Xiao's blood boiled again. Ding! The power of the dragon god is awakening, but the awakening failed because the dragon god's origin is too scarce. Please accumulate more original power. When this voice sounded, Jiang Chen discovered that although he could still absorb dragon blood, his body could not continue to strengthen. At this moment, his physical strength was fixed at the 5th level of martial emperor. The power of the dragon god? Dragon god! Hearing this word, Jiang Chen fell into deep thought. Legend has it that in ancient times, the strongest dragon was the dragon god Salama, who created wishing beads and other things and possessed incredible powers. Original power? This dragon blood is actually a special liquid made by the dragon clan. I roughly understand it. That is to say, ordinary dragons create dragon blood, which contains a little bit of dragon's original power. The amount contained is very small, maybe there is only 1 drop of original power in 1 ton of heart blood. I have absorbed so much effort, and accumulated a little bit by little, and some of the dragon's original power has accumulated in my body. Then, the super blood in my body has undergone a mutation and is about to awaken. But in the end, because of insufficient original power, the awakening failed. After making this guess, Jiang Chen rubbed his chin. That's the dragon god Salama. If I also awaken the power of the dragon god, can I be comparable to Salama? Or I will have a dragon god form, a new transformation? The problem now is that I don't have enough origin power. How can I accumulate more origin power? Ordinary dragon blood has no effect if absorbed by oneself. If you want more original power, you may have to absorb refined dragon blood. Or, find the dragon clan and gather the power of the dragon god through other methods. After all, there are so many dragons in the dragon clan, they must know how to gather the original power. In general, we still have to find a way to find the Dragon Clan. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen walked out of the capsule. Jinyan Wuxian greeted Jiang Chen and said, there are still 100 tons of dragon blood left. Why don't you continue to absorb it? Has it finally reached saturation? Jiang Chen shook his head, I can still absorb it, but it doesn't have any enhancing effect, so I'm too lazy to absorb it. True words, Martial Saint. One-minded Martial Saint. He absorbed dragon blood by force, but it had no effect? A euro, this is outrageous. How strong must Jiang Chen's body be now? One-minded Martial Saint. Jiang Chen looked at the one-minded Martial Saint. Can you give me this remaining dragon blood? I have a planet with many subordinates that I need to train. Yixian Wusheng waved his hand and said, you're welcome. I wanted to take you in as my apprentice because I saw your guiding ability. This dragon blood is nothing. I will give you some guiding instruments and insights on being a guide later. Originally, these treasures were gifts that Yixian Wusheng wanted to give to Jiang Chen after accepting him as his disciple. He doesn't dare to accept disciples now, but he still wants to give these gifts to Jiang Chen. There is no other reason, it's just because Jiang Chen is an excellent guide. The stronger he is, the stronger the human race will be. Chapter 81. Even if a guide like Jiang Chen is not his own disciple, Yixian Wusheng will attach great importance to him and try his best to give him the greatest help. He is a martial saint with a heart that cherishes talents. Thank you. Jiang Chen expressed his gratitude again. Two martial saints, I have one more thing to ask for your help. I want to find a few extremely powerful martial honor 9th level experts. This is not an ordinary 9th level martial arts master, this is an extremely strong one. I can't say that he is comparable to a martial saint, but he must be invincible among the 9th level martial arts masters. Hearing Jiang Chen's words, Yixian Wusheng rubbed his chin. The super powerful 9th level of martial arts master? Isn't that half a step to martial arts saint? It is very difficult to become a martial saint, and every martial saint is extremely powerful. Generally speaking, a martial saint can kill a 9th level martial lord in one move. But there are always some gifted ones, perhaps they have acquired some magical powers, or there may be other reasons. Be able to fight with the martial saint. Although he still couldn't beat the martial saint, he did succeed in using the body of a martial lord to fight against the martial saint without being killed instantly. In order to express respect for them, a new realm emerged, the half-step martial saint. What do you want to do with a few half-step martial saints? A half-step martial saint is actually even rarer than a martial saint. Because every half-step martial saint is a monster among monsters. Looking at the entire Demo mansion, there may be only a dozen or so half-step martial saints. Jiang Chen's eyes flashed with fighting spirit, of course I will spar with them. I want to fight them. Jiang Chen decided to use fighting as a way to activate his super bloodline and continuously improve his cultivation. Do you want to fight? Yixian Wusheng nodded. We can help you, but half-step martial saints are very rare. It may take several months, or even years, to find one or two. You have to know that there are hundreds of thousands of star systems under the command of the entire Demo mansion, but there are only about 10 half-step martial saints. Trying to find them among them is no less than looking for a needle in a haystack. Jiang Chen thought about it and said it was okay, it's okay, I can wait. The sky-bearing martial saint spoke at this time, I met a half-step martial saint in area 9529 a few days ago. I can try to contact him now. If he hasn't gone far, I should be able to call him over. Jinyan Wuxian was a little surprised, what a coincidence. Then hurry up and call the half-step Wuxian over. The martial saint Qingtian said that it was no problem and directly sent a message to the martial saint Banbu. After a moment, the sky-bearing martial saint looked at Jiang Chen and said, I'll go pick him up. It will probably take 3 or 4 days. I'll leave first. Jiang Chen responded, and the sky-lifting martial saint flew away directly. Then I will practice the first turn of 8-9 profound art. Jiang Chen found a place to retreat, took out the resources he had gathered, and began to practice the first level. It takes 9 days in total. 9 days later, Jiang Chen successfully completed the first turn of the 8-9 profound art. At this moment, his physical strength reached the 7th level of martial honor. After the first transformation is completed, the physical strength reaches the 5th level of martial honor. But because Jiang Chen absorbed too much dragon blood, he was strong enough. This combination allowed Jiang Chen to possess a body of the 7th level of martial honor. As for his cultivation, it still remained at the 9th level of martial king and had not reached the martial emperor level. My physical strength exceeds my cultivation level, so I should change my job to become a fighter, right? Jiang Chen laughed. Then exit directly. The moment he came out of retreat, he happened to meet Yixian Wusheng. Jiang Chen, these things are for you. Yixian Wusheng took out a storage ring. These are some of my personal experiences as a facilitator. If you want to be an excellent facilitator, these things should come in handy. At the same time, there are some tools inside that can help you cultivate the planet. In short, I am optimistic about you. You must be the best guide. Jiang Chen accepted the storage ring and saluted Yixian Wusheng. Let's go. The martial saint Qingtian and the half-step martial saint have been waiting for a long time. I will lead the way for you. The martial saint Yixian waved his hand. Just like that, Yixian Wusheng brought Jiang Chen to a pavilion, where Zhenyan Wusheng and Qingtian Wusheng were both there. Next to them stood a man in black, exuding an arrogant aura. You are the opponent that the martial saint Qingtian told me about before, Jiang Chen, right? The man in black looked at Jiang Chen and said. Hello, you can call me Jing Xiao. Jiang Chen nodded and responded, hello, let's go directly to the match. Jing Xiao raised his lips slightly, it's great, come on. In an instant, the two men burst out with their own strength at the same time, and the three martial saints also took a step back. No nonsense, just start fighting. These two are really decisive. Yi Xian Wusheng joked, Zhenyan Wusheng, be careful or they will tear down your cave. Jinyan Wusheng didn't care at all, don't panic, I have released the protective shield. They are fighting inside the shield, and it won't affect other places. Yi Xian Wusheng sighed, this cave is indeed his own, this protective measure is really fast. On Jiang Chen's side, Jiang Chen decisively activated his superpower. His muscle form was unlocked. Boom. Jiang Chen's body became almost twice as strong. Hey? What kind of move is this? Jing Xiao was a little surprised, but soon calmed down. We are not fighters. Having big muscles is useless. Jing Xiao moved immediately, and in an instant, he rushed in front of Jiang Chen. As a half-step martial saint, Jing Xiao was so fast that Jiang Chen didn't even have time to react. Bang! With one punch, Jing Xiao hit Jiang Chen's body. How about my power? Jing Xiao looked at Jiang Chen. But he found that Jiang Chen was completely indifferent after taking his punch. He didn't even take a step back. Impossible. Even if he is a first-level martial saint, he will take a step back when facing my full-strength attack. Jing Xiao was a little surprised. The next second, Jiang Chen swung his fist and hit Jing Xiao. Chi, this punch is so slow. Jing Xiao dodged the punch directly. It's nothing special. His speed and strength seem to be only at the 7th level of martial honor. It's nothing at all, but why? He is immune to my attacks? I understand. He must have some special method to be immune to my attacks. In this case, I can't fight him head-on. I can only slowly contain him. The three martial saints who were watching the battle couldn't help but sigh that Jiang Chen had so many tricks up his sleeve. Especially the sudden enlargement of this hand muscle, they had never seen anyone else use it except Jiang Chen. Also, it feels like after Jiang Chen's muscles grew bigger, his whole aura became different. There was a feeling of how to put it, very dangerous. Yes, it feels dangerous and powerful. Jiang Chen's move is a bit scary. Sky-clearing martial saint, let me ask you something. Do you feel that Jiang Chen in this state is very much like a berserker? Chapter 82. Berserker. Yi Xian Wusheng and Zhenyan Wusheng were silent for a moment, then nodded. It does look a bit like that. He felt violent, as if he wanted to tear all enemies to pieces. At the same time, the enemy's attacks had no effect on him at all. It's such a vivid image, he's a berserker who is not afraid of life or death. The battle between Jiang Chen and Jing Xiao is still going on. Jiang Chen has not transformed into a Super Saiyan, and is fighting Jing Xiao relying solely on the strength of his 7th level physical body. Naturally, he is no match for Jing Xiao. No matter how Jiang Chen attacked, he couldn't hit Jing Xiao. As for Jing Xiao, all his attacks had no effect on Jiang Chen. What's the point of fighting like this? Jing Xiao was speechless. You can't hit me, so it's useless for me to hit you. Damn it, if it weren't for the face of the martial saint, I would have left long ago. Fighting like this is a complete waste of time. Suddenly, Jiang Chen threw a punch and Jing Xiao was almost hit, but he managed to dodge to the left. Wait, is his attack speed getting faster? He seems to be growing. This scene was also seen by the three martial saints. Jiang Chen almost hit Jing Xiao. Yes, Jiang Chen's punch was a bit fast, faster than any of his previous moves. Jiang Chen is improving. Oh my god, is he so perverted? Is Jiang Chen the type who can improve while fighting? But the progress is too fast. They have just started fighting. Outrageous. Is there a limit to Jiang Chen's progress? Can he improve without limit? If there is really no limit, after this battle, he will become a true martial arts master, right? Is it so exaggerated? I seem to understand. Jinyan Wuxian sighed. If Jiang Chen was really so perverted, he might understand why Emperor Wu wanted to take Jiang Chen as his teacher. The battle between Jiang Chen and Jing Xiao is still going on. As the fight becomes more intense, Jiang Chen's speed gradually catches up with Jing Xiao. What a joke. Jing Xiao couldn't accept this situation at all. How much suffering had I gone through to cultivate to this day? This is so ridiculous. In the time it takes to drink a cup of tea, a guy weaker than me could catch up with me? How did he make such rapid progress? Why didn't he have to endure hardships? Let's end the game of playing house here. I'm going to end this battle. Jing Xiao clenched his hands. Mystical power. The true body of the spirit, boom. I saw a faint golden light emerging from Jing Xiao's body. The golden light gathered into a giant more than 2 meters tall. This is Jing Xiao's ultimate move that has enabled him to conquer the world, his true spirit. After condensing the Yuan Shen True God, you can ask the Yuan Shen True God to help you attack and defend. Its power is 100 times that of the original body. Jing Xiao was seen standing inside the body of the golden giant. He raised his hand, and the giant followed suit. Jiang Chen, come on, let me see your limits. Jiang Chen didn't say anything, just roared and rushed towards Jing Xiao. Chi, you are such a reckless man, rushing straight at me like this. Jing Xiao raised his hand, intending to give Jiang Chen a heavy punch. Seeing Jiang Chen rushing in front of him, Jing Xiao suddenly exerted his strength, without any hesitation, and hit Jiang Chen head on in the face. Bang! Jiang Chen's body was directly knocked out and hit the protective shield hard. Hiss! The true word martial saint took a breath of cold air. Fortunately, I set up a protective shield, otherwise Jiang Chen would have destroyed several of my houses. Xin Wusheng nodded. Jing Xiao, this kid is completely serious. After this punch, can Jiang Chen still stand up? Everyone looked at Jiang Chen, wondering if he was knocked unconscious. At this moment, although Jiang Chen was hit by the protective shield and his body suffered a huge impact. But he was not unconscious. Nice attack, Jing Xiao, you're right, the game of house is over. Ah! As Jiang Chen roared, a blazing white flame burst out from his body. At this moment, the energy in his body was constantly rising. His super blood is also boiling. Ah! There was another roar, and the blazing white flames increased threefold, and the ground was also dented by the flames. Such a strong energy. Is this energy too strong? Jing Xiao couldn't help but take a few steps back. If I'm not mistaken, this power has reached the martial master level. It's genuine, and the martial arts cultivation has reached the martial master level. That's right, the battle with Jing Xiao made Jiang Chen's energy continue to rise. He went directly from the 9th level of martial king to the 1st level of martial honor. This is the Chuanchao bloodline. When an equally powerful opponent appears, his energy continues to boil. Constantly strengthened. The second round begins. Jiang Chen rushed directly towards Jing Xiao and slapped Jing Xiao on the head. Jing Xiao accelerated and avoided Jiang Chen's attack. His strength and speed have increased so much. He is completely different from when he first started fighting. Jing Xiao flew into the air and was about to express his feelings. Whoosh! Jiang Chen directly grabbed Jing Xiao's ankle. What? When? Jing Xiao was shocked. He had clearly avoided Jiang Chen's attack and flew into the air. When did he catch him? Without waiting for Jing Xiao to react, Jiang Chen grabbed Jing Xiao's ankle and threw him hard. Bang! Jing Xiao was thrown to the ground heavily. Then, he was thrown again with great force. Bang! Jing Xiao was thrown to the other side. Just like that, Jiang Chen held Jing Xiao's ankles and threw him back and forth. Ah! Jing Xiao roared angrily. It was such a shame and humiliation that he, a half-step martial saint, was being tossed around like a dog. Enough! Jing Xiao shouted angrily. His left foot was caught by Jiang Chen, so at this moment, he kicked Jiang Chen's head with his right foot. With a bang, it hit Jiang Chen's head. But, the attack was ineffective. Bang, bang, bang. After this kick, Jiang Chen exerted force again and threw him back and forth on the ground. Jing Xiao was knocked unconscious by the fall. Keep fighting! Jiang Chen roared suddenly and threw Jing Xiao away. Bang! Jing Xiao was also hit by the protective shield. Cough cough. Jing Xiao coughed lightly a few times, and his true soul also dimmed a little. His cultivation is at the 1st level of Wuzun, and his physical strength is at the 7th level of Wuzun. After the perfect combination, he is no weaker than a strong man at the 9th level of Wuzun. At the same time, his defense is extremely strong. My attacks are useless against him. In other words, I am being beaten unilaterally. Thinking of this, Jing Xiao felt a headache. The 9th level of martial honor is nothing, but combined with the invincible defense, it is too bad. If we continue to fight like this, I have absolutely no chance of winning. Boom! While Jing Xiao was thinking, Jiang Chen rushed towards him from the front. Damn it, doesn't he feel tired? I don't want to fight him anymore. Jing Xiao gritted his teeth and flew down from the protective shield. Chapter 83. I'll give it one last try. If it still doesn't work, I'll admit defeat. Jing Xiao took a deep breath and bet everything on this punch. Ah! This punch will definitely win. Seeing Jiang Chen getting closer and closer, Jing Xiao clenched his right fist and punched Jiang Chen directly. However, Jiang Chen dodged the punch by simply moving sideways, and at the same time raised his arm upwards. He directly grabbed Jing Xiao's head. Bang! Jiang Chen pressed it hard, pressed it onto the protective shield, then pushed Jing Xiao and started running. Sizzle! Jing Xiao's body passed through the protective shield, leaving deep marks. True words martial saint. Is it time to take a break? There seems to be no point in continuing. Jiang Chen. It's time to end the battle. The skylifting martial saint flew up directly. If you keep fighting, Jing Xiao might get killed by you. After all, Jing Xiao was called by Jiang Chen to practice with him. If he was really killed by Jiang Chen, the martial saint Qingtian would feel a little guilty. Jiang Chen suddenly let go, threw Jing Xiao to the ground, and released the muscle form at the same time. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was too harsh this time. Jiang Chen really didn't mean it, it's just that after turning on the super state, he always wanted to hold other people's heads and push them like a bulldozer. He really can't control it. I guess it might be some of Zhuan Xiao's characteristics. I'm really sorry. Jiang Chen clasped his hands together and bowed. He came to be my sparring partner, but I almost killed him. It's a bit hard to understand. Jing Xiao shook his head and glanced at Jiang Chen. No. It's okay. After saying this, Jing Xiao fainted and lay on the ground motionless. Jiang Chen. Are you really okay? Fortunately, I have healing abilities. Jiang Chen raised his hand, activated his healing ability, and slowly healed Jing Xiao's injuries. At the same time, he was thinking in his heart that in this battle, the half-step martial saint had put a lot of pressure on him, which made his Chuanchao bloodline continue to improve, and made his cultivation level directly leap to a great realm. Directly came to the martial honor realm from the martial king realm. Then, if I want to upgrade with the help of the legendary bloodline, I have to challenge the martial saint. After all, being a half-step martial saint can no longer bring pressure to himself. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen decided to challenge the martial saint and give it a try. No matter if he wins or loses, he has to give it a try. So, Jiang Chen went straight to the sky-bearing martial saint. He planned to challenge the weakest sky-bearing martial saint first. As long as he could withstand his attack, he would be able to trigger the super bloodline and start to upgrade continuously. The martial saint Qingtian said that it was no problem and was willing to fight with Jiang Chen. As soon as the two sides fought, the martial saint Qingtian knocked Jiang Chen unconscious with one move. When Jiang Chen woke up, he was a little confused. I can fight against a half-step martial saint, so why is the gap between me and a martial saint still so huge? In this regard, the sky-clearing martial saint explained, it is the difference in will. The consciousness of becoming a saint is the key to breaking through to becoming a martial saint. With the increase in will, we martial saints can get a huge increase. For example, if I throw a punch, I use will amplification and tell myself that this punch will be very powerful. Then I can really break everything with one punch. A person without the will amplification will never be able to defeat a martial saint. To pass on super bloodline, one must at least be able to withstand the opponent's attacks in order to continuously improve oneself. Fighting with the martial saint would be like Broly meeting Beerus. He would be knocked unconscious with just one slap. There's no point in getting strengthened at all. So, Jiang Chen suggested again that your willpower amplification is too strong, so let's try fighting without willpower amplification. The martial saint Qingtian said it was no problem. So, the two sides started the second battle. Jiang Chen pressed the head of the martial saint Qingtian and pushed a ditch on the ground. The martial saint Qingtian fell into a coma. This time, it was Jiang Chen's turn to be depressed. The martial saint activated his will amplification and was beaten unilaterally. The martial saint did not activate the will enhancement and was beaten by himself. So, after all this trouble, I just can't find an opponent of equal strength? Using the super bloodline to upgrade is indeed very fast. Jiang Chen sighed. But it's also very difficult. You have to meet an opponent of equal strength. Being too strong or too weak won't work. Oh, I'm so tired. This practice is too difficult. At the same time, the sky-bearing martial saint, who was beaten up by Jiang Chen, just woke up from his coma. As soon as I woke up, I heard Jiang Chen saying something about how difficult and tiring it was to practice. Skylifting martial saint? You went from the martial king realm to the martial honor realm in less than an hour, and you tell me that cultivation is difficult? You are the typical one who takes advantage of others and still acts ungratefully. I'm so angry. Back then, it took me more than 600 years to cultivate to the martial honor realm. I'm so angry. I'm really so angry. Gah. The martial saint Qingtian couldn't catch his breath and fell into coma again. Forget it, let's leave it at that. Jiang Chen clapped his hands and prepared to leave. Thank you for your hospitality, both martial saints. I need to return to my hometown. After that, I will look for traces of the Dragon Clan. If you two martial saints know any information about the Dragon Clan, please tell me. Jinyan Wuxian nodded, don't worry, we will keep an eye on it. Jiang Chen looked at Jing Xiao again, brother, thank you for practicing with me. If you encounter any difficulties in the future, just let me know. Jing Xiao. I am a half-step martial saint. Wherever I go, I am treated as a guest of honor. How can it be difficult? Oh, yes, it was just that you threw me down repeatedly, which was so humiliating. As long as you don't expose this embarrassing thing, I won't be in any trouble. Despite all the complaints, Jing Xiao still said goodbye to Jiang Chen sincerely. Xin Wusheng suddenly spoke, Jiang Chen, do you want me to see you off? Jiang Chen waved his hand, no need, I have a special way to get home. Teleport, whoosh. Jiang Chen disappeared right where he was. Tisk. Looking at the disappearing Jiang Chen, Jinyan Wuxian sighed. To be honest, I have learned a lot today. I have never seen such a cultivator before. After a battle, he has reached a higher realm. Jing Xiao nodded. Indeed, he had never seen it before. Xin Wusheng raised a finger at this time, actually, I have a bold guess. Jiang Chen is so amazing, is it possible that he is the reincarnation of a martial emperor? If he is the reincarnation of the martial emperor, then everything would fit. He improved so quickly in battle because he was already so strong. It's just that due to reincarnation, his strength has not been fully exerted. Only in battle can he unleash his strength. Then, he may have accepted a disciple in his previous life, and by chance, this disciple became a martial emperor. Just like Jinyan and Qingtian, although you are both martial saints, you have the status of master and disciple. This also explains why Emperor Wu was willing to become Jiang Chen's disciple. Now, everything fits together. After hearing what Xin Wusheng said, Zhenyan Wusheng thought for a moment and said, you're right, when I think about it this way, it does make sense. And many things that were incomprehensible to me are now understandable. But the question is, if Jiang Chen is really the reincarnation of Emperor Wu, why is he so short of resources? Chapter 84. Jinyan Wuxian still didn't quite understand. After all, if he was really the reincarnation of the martial emperor, he shouldn't be short of resources. When Emperor Wu reincarnates, he will definitely pave the way for himself, prepare all kinds of resources in advance, and then take off. How can he be like Jiang Chen, who even has to ask others for dragon blood? Xin Wusheng thought for a moment and replied, is it possible that Jiang Chen was attacked by enemies in his previous life, so he reincarnated this time to save his life? So, the reincarnation was very hasty and there was no time to prepare. The true words martial saint pondered for a while and nodded, it is indeed possible. If it is the reincarnated martial emperor, someone should have come to greet him long ago. But no one came to pick him up, probably because he was being chased by his enemies and he didn't want to be discovered by them. Then, hiss. The enemy of Emperor Wu must also be Emperor Wu. If we help Jiang Chen and let the enemy know, will they chop us into pieces? Xin Wusheng couldn't help but tremble a little, stop talking, it's better for you and me to keep the matter of Jiang Chen to ourselves. Jinyan Wuxian nodded and said that it was no problem. We must take good confidentiality measures. We must not publicize it everywhere and let everyone know. These two martial saints can be said to have scared themselves to the extreme. Obviously nothing happened, but I imagined a lot of big things. On Jiang Chen's side, he teleported back to Blue Star. Everything is different now. When I left Blue Star, I was only at the martial king level, but now I am at the martial honor level. With his full strength, he easily defeated the martial saint who had no willpower enhancement. With this kind of strength, he is considered a hero in the entire universe. Take Zhang Yunyi with you and let her practice with you. Previously, Zhang Yunyi had been unable to practice due to meridian problems and could only pursue an academic career. Therefore, she studied very hard, hoping to become a scientific researcher and buy a big house for her brother in the future. Now, Jiang Chen has obtained a lot of resources and items from the martial saint, including things that can improve the meridians. Jiang Chen returned home. At this moment, Zhang Yunyi was wearing a white plain dress with a bow, her long soft hair hanging naturally. She was sitting on a chair, quietly, holding a book in her hands. But her gaze was not on the book, but outside the window. What are you looking at? Jiang Chen walked over. Zhang Yunyi retracted her gaze and looked at Jiang Chen with surprise. Brother, you are back. I was just counting the cars coming and going. If the 10th car is red, you will go home today. Jiang Chen, the 10th car, is it red? Zhang Yunyi said seriously, the 10th car is not red, so I decided to change the rules. If the 13th car is red, you will go home today. Then, just when I counted to the 120th car, my brother really came back. It feels very effective. I will count again next time. Jiang Chen. Well, that is indeed very effective. Xiaoun, let me ask you, do you want to practice cultivation? Hearing this, Zhang Yunyi's eyes lit up, can I practice cultivation too? If I can, of course I want to practice cultivation. I want to fight side by side with my brother. Jiang Chen took out a bottle of medicine, no problem, I have a bottle of medicine here, you drink it, it can warm your meridians. Once it's well rested, I should be able to practice normally. Zhang Yunyi took the potion excitedly. To her, this was not an ordinary potion. As long as you can practice cultivation, you will no longer be a burden. I will practice seriously. Zhang Yunyi drank the potion and felt the changes in her body. And this? Jiang Chen took out another bottle of pills. This is for warriors who haven't awakened their superpowers. It can enhance your superpowers in advance. For example, you can only awaken E-level superpowers. But if you keep taking medicine and take more, when the day comes, you may be able to awaken S-level superpowers. Practice well, I have high hopes for you. Zhang Yunyi took the medicine bottle and looked at Jiang Chen with some concern. Brother, it must be very hard for you to get so many treasures? Is your life in danger? Although Zhang Yunyi did not practice cultivation, he also knew that the more precious an item was, the harder it was to obtain. The two items that Jiang Chen took out were obviously not ordinary items. Maybe Jiang Chen also paid some price to get these things. Jiang Chen sighed. Look, it has to be the sister he raised since childhood. If it were another woman, I'm afraid she would give you a nice guy card after accepting the gift. Only my sister would worry about my safety when she saw the gift. Don't worry, there is no life-threatening danger. Jiang Chen reassured Zhang Yunyi. If we really talk about life-threatening situations, Jing Xiao almost died. He is quite dangerous. Zhang Yunyi? Who is Jing Xiao? Forget it, it doesn't matter if he's not my brother, I can love whoever he wants. Zhang Yunyi's potion took effect. At this moment, she was able to slowly absorb spiritual energy and was almost at the first level of warrior. As for the drug that enhanced her superpowers, she took it, but didn't feel anything special. That's normal, you have to eat this stuff all the time. Then, you won't know how much your abilities have been enhanced until the day you awaken at the age of 18. Since you are now able to practice, let's go. I'll take you to a place. Jiang Chen stretched out his hand and motioned for Zhang Yunyi to hold it. Zhang Yunyi stretched out her fair arm and held Jiang Chen's hand tightly. Teleport. Whoosh. Jiang Chen brought Zhang Yunyi to the ancient Ming star. Because Jiang Chen concealed his breath, Carrot and Beizhou Tower could only sense Zhang Yunyi's breath at this moment. An outsider showed up. What's going on? Outrageous, showing up directly in the core area of the Beizhou tribe? If they are enemies, wouldn't that be too dangerous? The two immediately became nervous and rushed towards where Zhang Yunyi was. Who is it? So rampant. When they arrived at the scene, they saw Jiang Chen and Zhang Yunyi. Carrot. It turned out to be Lord Jiang Chen. By the way, who is this woman next to Mr. Jiang Chen? He looks so weak that he can be killed with one punch. Isn't he too weak? What's the point of Lord Jiang Chen hanging out with such a weak warrior? As a battle fanatic, Carrot really couldn't understand it. Jiang Chen saw Carrot and Beijuda and greeted them. Let me introduce you to. This is my sister, Zhang Yunyi. Beijuda bowed slightly. Hello, Miss Zhang Yunyi. Carrot also greeted him, and then he thought to himself, I didn't expect that Lord Jiang Chen's sister would be so weak. It's really unexpected. Later, Carrot discovered that Beijuda was also winking at him. Oh. Carlotta nodded. I know, you think the same way, right? Chapter 85. Master Jiang Chen is so strong. Why is his sister so weak? She is not fit to be a warrior at all. I thought. Master Jiang Chen's sister should be a rugged female warrior. The kind that can kill someone with one punch. This was what Carrot had in mind, and he shared it with Beijuda Tower. Beijuda deeply agrees. Indeed, only a strong female warrior like that is worthy of being Lord Jiang Chen's sister. Jiang Chen didn't know what the two were thinking, so he just arranged for Zhang Yunyi to go to a place where spiritual energy gathered to practice. Then, Jiang Chen took out the formation given by Yixi and Wu Sheng. These are all things that are convenient for the guide to use. I met a senior who gave me some pointers on how to be an excellent guide. Jiang Chen called to Beijuda Tower. Then, he also gave me a lot of formations, such as this one. When you practice, several people can practice together to speed up the practice. It is very suitable for improving the average strength of everyone. Beijuda memorized the formation in his heart, and planned to call his brothers to try it together next time he practiced. At the same time, he did not forget to tell Jiang Chen his good news. Master Jiang Chen, I can transform into Super Saiyan 2. According to what you said, can I try to transform into Super Saiyan 4? Jiang Chen's eyes lit up. Oh. Not bad, not bad, come, I'll teach you how to transform into Super Saiyan 4. First step, the full moon. Jiang Chen activated his special ability and could only release one full moon. Beijuda Tower, look at the moon. When Beijuda looked up and saw the moon, he was stunned for a moment. Then, with a roar, he turned into a giant ape. Ouch! Beijuda roared, his eyes bloodshot, as if he had completely lost his mind. Jiang Chen stroked his chin. Beijuda was just an ordinary scion with blood. He turned into a monkey and couldn't keep his sanity. It doesn't matter. Just suppress it with force. Jiang Chen flew in front of Beijuda and punched him. The originally ferocious giant ape Beijuda instantly turned into a good boy. Regained consciousness. Beijuda nodded obediently. Jiang Chen, okay then, now try to transform into Super Saiyan 2 while in the giant ape state. Beijuda tried to transform into Super Saiyan 2, and instantly, his originally brown hair turned golden. Wow! Carlotte couldn't help but exclaim. The golden giant ape, Beijuda seems to be different. I can feel that his aura has become much stronger. Jiang Chen nodded, yes, this is the precursor to Super Saiyan 4, the golden giant ape. Beijuda Tower. Take the power of the giant ape as your own. Beijuda took a deep breath and began to absorb all the power of the giant ape. Soon, the giant ape began to shrink and finally, became the size of an adult. It's Super Saiyan 4. This is Super Saiyan 4. Beijuda looked at his hands, and endless power surged in his body. With this power, I can definitely win. Carrot, with this, I can definitely defeat you. After saying that, Beijuda looked at Carrot and issued a declaration of war to him. Carlotte, do you have the guts to fight me? Carrot was also eager to try. Okay, I can't wait. Come on. Boom. Carrot instantly transforms into Super Saiyan Red. Humph, Super Saiyan Red? I'm not afraid at all. Beijuda took the initiative to rush towards Carrot, and the two fought together in an instant. Bang bang bang. Fighting and flying at the same time, the two men quickly moved away from the Beijuda tribe. At the same time, in this fight, Carrot was always at a disadvantage. It's impossible for Super Saiyan Red to defeat Super Saiyan 4 alone. Jiang Chen stood aside and watched the fight between the two. Carlotta, what are you going to do? After another round of fighting, Carrot was knocked out by Beijuda's punch. Ha ha ha. Beijuda couldn't help but laugh out loud towards the sky. Finally, I gained the upper hand in the battle with Carrot. Great. After being knocked away, Carrot wiped the corner of his mouth. So strong, Beijuda Tower. Looks like I have to get serious too. Beijuda Tower. You've already used Super Saiyan Red, but you're still not serious. You have to know. Carrot suddenly clenched his fists. You are not the only one practicing these days. I am also making progress. Ha! With a roar, Carrot's hair quickly turned blue. At the same time, the aura emanating from his body also turned blue. This transformation is called Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Of course, I prefer to call it Super Saiyan Blue. Beijuda Tower. Is this reasonable? Has this kid Carrot made another breakthrough? Jiang Chen saw it and nodded. Super Saiyan Blue? Yes, Carrot's talent is indeed good, but I don't know who mastered Blue first between him and me. It should be me. Jiang Chen muttered. Not long after I transformed into Super Saiyan Red, I realized Super Saiyan Blue on my own. And with the clan function, if Carrot can master Super Saiyan Blue before me, then I won't need to practice anymore. I will be able to master Super Saiyan Blue on my own. Therefore, my speed in mastering Super Saiyan Blue is still faster than his. Speaking of this, Jiang Chen couldn't help but admire Carrot. Although his cultivation was not that strong, he had caught up with himself in the field of Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan Blue is very strong. After transforming into Super Saiyan Blue, Carrot looked towards the North Rejection Tower. But Super Saiyan Blue has a fatal flaw, which is that its energy dissipates severely. Do you see the blue flame next to me? Beijuda nodded and said, indeed, the blue flame next to you has been leaking out. Carrot continued, at this rate of leakage, my energy will soon be completely leaked out, so, in order to maintain the power of Super Saiyan Blue, I further enhanced Super Saiyan Blue. I have locked all my energy inside my body in order to unleash the power of Super Saiyan Blue at 100%. I call it Super Saiyan Blue 100%. In other words, Super Saiyan Blue full power. After saying this, Carrot let out a long breath and sealed all the energy overflowing from the surroundings into his body. Now, Beijo Tower, let's fight again. Beijo Tower. I was quite happy when I transformed into Super Saiyan 4. I even thought that today was my home game. I didn't expect you to do this. This is going to become your home ground. Damn it. Come on. Let me see which is stronger, your Super Saiyan Blue at full power or my Super Saiyan 4. The two fought again, and this time, the fight was extremely fierce, with neither side having a clear advantage. It seems that the gap is not particularly large. If the fight continues like this, ancient Ming Xing may not be able to bear it. Jiang Chen whispered. The two are still very strong after their transformation. If we continue to fight, it is possible that the ancient Dark Star will be destroyed. Forget it, let's stop here for today. Carrot punched Beijuda, and Beijuda also punched Carrot. At this moment, Jiang Chen appeared between the two and caught their fists. Chapter 86. Okay, that's it. If you still want to fight, just fight as usual. Jiang Chen said calmly. Carrot. Beijo Tower. Well, since Lord Jiang Chen has given the order, we won't fight. However, Lord Jiang Chen is so strong that he can withstand our attacks after we transform just by using his normal state. Jiang Chen saw the surprise of the two and said, practice well. Although transformation can allow you to fight against opponents of higher levels, being strong in normal state is the real strength. If your normal state can reach the Martial Emperor level, you may be able to rival a half-step Martial Saint after your transformation. Work hard. Carrot and Beijuda replied at the same time, yes. Both of them are very motivated. 1 year later, ancient Dark Star was thriving, everyone was practicing hard, and both Carrot and Beijuda had reached the Martial King realm. As for Zhang Yunyi, she was also practicing hard. Although she was not as fast as the Scions, she had reached the 8th level of warrior in a place with rich spiritual energy like the ancient Dark Star. Then there is Jiang Chen, who is searching the universe for clues about the Dragon Clan. And his cultivation level is still at the 1st level of martial honor. Although there are clan functions, the gap in cultivation between the two sides is still too big. The cultivation of 100 Scions added together is not as good as 1/10,000th of Jiang Chen's current energy. Unless their normal cultivation reaches the 5th level of Martial Emperor or above, they can basically not help Jiang Chen now. At this moment, Jiang Chen was driving a spaceship and landing on a planet called Honggan. The Red Dark Star is the lair of a group of star bandits. Jiang Chen also heard from others that there was a space pirate on the Red Dark Star recently who captured a dragon. Then he showed it off everywhere and made it known to everyone. I hope that the clues about the Dragon Clan this time are real. Jiang Chen sighed. He had been searching for a year, from Area 9527 to Area 9534, but he still hadn't seen a living dragon. This thing is so scarce. As rare as that thing in the dance hall. After entering the Red Dark Star, Jiang Chen was immediately stopped by several star pirates. Where did you come from, kid? How dare you set foot on the Red Dark Star? Do you know what this place is for? Well, you have tender skin and flesh, come and give the brothers a taste of meat. Jiang Chen waved his hand and sent several space pirates directly into the sky. Continuing forward, Jiang Chen saw a country, a luxurious capital, and a hedonistic king. A group of space pirates actually managed to create a king. Jiang Chen took action, directly intimidating the people of the entire capital, and slowly walked to the king. Tell me, are there dragons on your planet? The king swallowed his saliva and said, Senior, I don't know. Please don't kill me. I'm scared. When this king was young, he was also a notorious space pirate who was proficient in burning, killing and looting. Now that he is old, he no longer has the same temperament as before. Jiang Chen. This guy was so frightened by himself that he couldn't even speak normally. You useless BD. I give you 3 seconds to tell me the clues about the Dragon Clan, otherwise I will kill you. Jiang Chen glared at the king. Don't play dumb with me. Feeling Jiang Chen's murderous gaze, the king swallowed his saliva, suppressed his inner fear, and tried to finish his words. I heard before that there was a star pirate in the West Mountain. He captured a dragon. If you want clues, maybe you can go to Zishan and ask. This information is not guaranteed to be true. Jiang Chen turned and left. The king was relieved. After asking the question, he really left and did not kill him. It seemed that the other party kept his word. The boy is still too naive. The king couldn't help but laugh. If I were young, I would kill him to silence him after he asked any questions. But he still doesn't dare to kill anyone. Before the king could continue to laugh at him, he exploded with a bang. If the news is not authentic, then it may be false. If you round it off, you are lying to me, so I will send you to hell. Jiang Chen flew towards Zishan, and soon he arrived at Zishan. At the top of the mountain, there was a magnificent palace. Inside the palace sat several martial emperor-level warriors, as well as rows of dancers who were wearing transparent silk gauze and walking lightly. Good. Good dance. A martial emperor-level warrior applauded. Especially the one in purple over there, not bad, I'll take you to do something fun later. The dancers dared not speak and could only continue dancing. They are all girls abducted by space pirates and have no say here. Who is the owner here? At this moment, Jiang Chen walked in from outside the hall. The martial emperor-level experts who were originally watching the dance were all furious when they saw Jiang Chen suddenly barge in. Who the hell are you? You're such a bummer. You're insulting us. Get out of here. After saying that, a martial emperor-level warrior suddenly attacked, releasing an energy bomb through the air towards Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen raised his hand and squeezed it lightly, and the energy bomb was instantly crushed. Very courageous. Jiang Chen raised his hand and released energy to grab the martial emperor-level strongman who had attacked earlier. Let me ask you, who is the owner here? The captured martial emperor-level expert was terrified. No. It's not me, senior, do you have a grudge against the owner of this place? I don't know anything. Jiang Chen used force and killed it directly. If it wasn't you, why did you do that? You have to be the first to speak out. I thought you were the owner of this place. The other martial emperors were so frightened when they saw Jiang Chen kill a martial emperor so easily that they knelt down. Senior, I wonder why you are here. We didn't know your cultivation level before, so we apologize for any offense. We hope you can forgive us. The dancers huddled together, they had never seen such a scene before, the invincible martial emperor-level warriors in their minds were all kneeling. Jiang Chen looked at everyone with empty eyes. Don't talk nonsense to me, who is the owner of this place? After saying that, all the martial emperor-level warriors looked at the one-eyed warrior. I am the master here. The one-eyed martial emperor stood up. Senior, what do you want to talk to me about? Jiang Chen looked at the one-eyed martial emperor. I heard that you recently caught a dragon? Really? The one-eyed martial emperor's heart skipped a beat. After all, the human race and the dragon race were comrades in arms. When facing foreign invasion, they would join forces to fight. Therefore, if anyone in the human race harms the dragon race, according to the laws of the Great Federation, it would be a heinous crime. This man is so strong, could he be a warrior sent by the Great Federation? The one-eyed martial emperor's heart was filled with anxiety. You came to judge me after learning that I captured the dragon? Horrible. Thinking of this, the one-eyed martial emperor immediately said, Misunderstanding, senior, this is all a misunderstanding. I have never seen any dragons, and the dragons are good friends of our human race, how could I possibly capture a dragon? Hearing the words of the one-eyed martial emperor, Jiang Chen sneered. This one-eyed martial emperor definitely knew something about the dragon clan. Jiang Chen saw the changes in his expression at the beginning. Superpower, the grasp of truth. Chapter 87. Superpower. Grasp of truth. This superpower was obtained by Jiang Chen when he killed members of Organization Z instantly. Supernatural powers were bestowed upon the one-eyed martial emperor. At this moment, he could only tell the truth. Tell me. Have you ever seen a dragon? The one-eyed martial emperor replied, I was lucky enough to catch a wounded dragon before, and then I showed off everywhere, which attracted the attention of the Liu family. In the end, the Liu family spent a lot of money to buy the dragon clan from me. Jiang Chen narrowed his eyes slightly. He was currently in Area 9534, which was much stronger than Area 9527 in overall strength. For example, the Grand Elder of the Great Federation branch and the Grand Elder of Area 9527 are only at the 9th level of Martial Emperor. But in Area 9534, the Chief Elder here is a 9th level martial arts master. At the same time, in Area 9527, Martial Emperor level strongmen are already able to establish a sect and become family elders. But in the 9534 family, only those who are at the martial honor level can establish a sect and serve as the elder. In other words, the Liu family mentioned by the one-eyed martial emperor must have a bunch of martial honor level warriors. Martial honor level warriors are nothing, I'm just afraid there may be martial saints above them. Jiang Chen sighed secretly. The connection between martial lord and martial saint is very close. If someone from the Liu family gets the dragon clan and then presents it to martial saint, it will be troublesome. Forget it. No matter what, let's go to the Liu family. We finally got the news about the dragon clan, and we must not miss it easily. Jiang Chen released the grip of truth, and the one-eyed martial emperor looked at Jiang Chen in horror. This guy actually has such a supernatural power. It's so scary that he can't even lie. Selling the dragon clan to the Liu family made me make an extra trip. Damn it. Jiang Chen suddenly exerted force and directly killed the one-eyed martial emperor with energy. Conquering superpowers, plundering superpowers, and observing time and space. What kind of power is this? Jiang Chen checked it out. Space-time observation, there are countless parallel universes in this world. People cannot travel to parallel universes, and they don't even know what parallel universes look like. But, through this power, you can watch what happens in other parallel universes. Observing parallel universes. That seems quite interesting. Jiang Chen planned to check it out later, so he turned to look at the other martial emperors. At this moment, this group of martial emperors also huddled together, trembling. There is no way, Jiang Chen is too cruel. After coming in, he directly killed 2 martial emperors. They were also afraid that they would be killed by Jiang Chen. Why do you all look so scared? Jiang Chen waved his hand. To be honest, aren't you the star bandits? I thought you were all fearless and desperate criminals, but I didn't expect you to be so cowardly. The martial emperors said nothing, but just trembled. In the past, when my cultivation was not very high, I was indeed not afraid of death and I fought and plundered everywhere. But now that he has become the martial emperor and enjoys such a comfortable life every day, who would want to die? Let's go. Jiang Chen waved his hand and directly dealt with all the martial emperors. By the way, there should be a spaceship behind the hall. If you want to escape, take the spaceship. These words were said to the group of shivering dancers. After saying that, Jiang Chen left. The dancers were in a trance for a moment, and then ran to the back of the hall. There were also a few dancers who looked grateful and kowtowed frantically towards the place where Jiang Chen disappeared. But in the end, everyone escaped from this red dark planet together on a spaceship. Jiang Chen was sitting on his spaceship. He first searched the information of the Liu family and found that the head of the Liu family was a disciple of the martial saint. In the area of A-Euro 9534, it is also a famous family. It really has something to do with the martial saint. It's a little troublesome. Forget it, let's go over and take a look. Jiang Chen set the target and let the spacecraft fly there on its own. Then, Jiang Chen activated the space-time observation to see the so-called parallel universe. Is there a universe where Zhang Yunyi becomes the empress and supports me? Jiang Chen couldn't help but smile. In her own universe, this is Zhang Yunyi's dream. There are too many parallel universes, and in each universe, there are countless planets. Jiang Chen observed the parallel universes for the first time and found that he couldn't keep up. In 1 second, countless planets are destroyed, and countless planets are born. This is too messy. Jiang Chen thought about it. Can we set it up? Can we set the observation area to 9527? As soon as he finished speaking, the picture in the parallel universe locked onto the blue planet. But at the same time, the countless images in front of him also became much smaller, with only about 100,000 images left. Because in many parallel universes, there is no such thing as a blue planet. But hundreds of thousands of pictures were still too many, so Jiang Chen continued to narrow the scope and decided to look at only 10 at first. In the 10 scenes, Jiang Chen freezes time at the point in time when he travels through time, locking in the key figure Jiang Chen. So, Jiang Chen saw various stories, some of which were about the original owner Jiang Chen being beaten to death in an orphanage, and some of which were about the original owner Jiang Chen growing up and becoming the master of Blue Star. There is also a time traveler named Jiang Chen, who, after traveling through time, felt that time travel was fake and committed suicide. Or maybe when Qing Cheng was destroyed, he vowed to live and die with Qing Cheng and fight to the death. There are all kinds of other things, in short, there are all kinds of experiences. Damn, it's worthy of being a parallel universe. This world is too crazy. Jiang Chen complained. In these parallel universes, some Jiang Chen has not even awakened the system and is just an ordinary warrior. And even supernatural powers are not about conquering. In 99% of the parallel universes, Jiang Chen is just an ordinary warrior, without any special features. Jiang Chen touched his chin. What does this mean? It means that his success today is not due to any numerical value, but all sweat and hard work. Surpassed 99.9% of Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen looked at the parallel universes one after another, and suddenly, he froze in one picture. In this parallel world, Jiang Chen is the real person and has not been traveled through by anyone. Because he was not a time traveler, he didn't know Zhang Yunyi. After all, when Jiang Chen was a child, he relied on his experience as a time traveler to subdue Zhang Yunyi, his little follower. The next major event was the destruction of Qing Cheng and wandering in Rushan. Then he held on until his superpowers awakened, and directly awakened SSS-level superpowers, conquering. I have seen so many parallel universes, but this is the first one where the conquering power is awakened. Jiang Chen became interested. Can this guy make a name for himself? Jiang Chen continued to watch and found that Jiang Chen here had cultivated all the way to the martial artist level. Later, the Shinyao world was in chaos and Jukan could not resist, resulting in the destruction of many planets. Jiang Chen fought to the death and eventually died. Jiang Chen. It's gone before it grows up? Jiang Chen sighed and continued to look for other parallel universes. After looking through thousands of parallel universes, he once again encountered Jiang Chen who had awakened and conquered supernatural powers. Only this one is a little different. Chapter 88. It is still the original Jiang Chen, whose body has not been occupied by a time traveler, but this Jiang Chen has been bullied in an orphanage since childhood. In order to seek revenge, Jiang Chen found a suitable opportunity and burnt down the entire orphanage. Yes, in this world, the orphanage was not destroyed by ferocious beasts, but by Jiang Chen himself. After leaving the orphanage, Jiang Chen's life became even worse. As an orphan, he often did not have enough food to eat and was even bullied more often. Even the stray dogs on the roadside would chase him and bark at him when they saw him. At that moment, Jiang Chen swore that if he had the chance, he would become the strongest. Become the overlord of the world. Make others afraid of him. No one would dare to bully him. Until he was 18 years old, he awakened and conquered supernatural powers, received official attention, began to obtain training resources, and continued to become stronger. In the end, he became the strongest person on Blue Star and was crowned emperor. He proclaimed himself the emperor of the human race on Blue Star, also known as the human emperor. Afterwards, as a talented warrior, he entered Area 9527 and received training from the officials of the Great Federation, and his strength continued to grow. When the strange changes happened in the Shinyeo world, the human emperor Jiang Chen, in order to survive, quietly escaped and left the 9527 area when the human race was fighting a life and death battle with the Shinyeo world. Although he managed to escape, Jiang Chen's behavior was very bad. When two tribes were fighting, anyone who fled the battlefield was considered a deserter. As a result, Jiang Chen was wanted by the Federation and was called a deserter. But Jiang Chen didn't care. He just kept killing warriors to become stronger, and all kinds of superpowers accumulated in his body. After practicing for 10,000 years, the human emperor Jiang Chen became a martial saint. With the help of multiple superpowers, he directly defeated the Lord of the Eastern Universe, the 9th-rank martial emperor. From that moment on, the Eastern Universe completely became the territory of Jiang Chen. He continued to call himself the Emperor of Man and began his dictatorial rule. Wow! Jiang Chen couldn't help but exclaimed when he saw these scenes. The speed of time in this parallel universe is also different. The human emperor Jiang Chen over there has become a martial saint. On my side, I am still just an ordinary martial lord. However, there was finally a time and space when I reached the pinnacle of martial arts. Unfortunately, this human emperor has a bad reputation. Others call him a cruel dictator. After expressing his feelings, Jiang Chen turned off the parallel universe and planned to take a short break. But at this moment, Jiang Chen didn't know that something was happening quietly. Normally, there can be no connection between parallel universes. Even if someone can observe parallel universes, they can only observe and absolutely cannot interfere. Unless a person has multiple superpowers, for example, the ability to observe parallel universes and at the same time, the ability to travel through parallel universes. But even so, there are too many parallel universes, perhaps hundreds of millions, or even countless. It is still impossible to travel to other parallel universes. If you go to other parallel universes without permission, you are likely to get lost and never be able to return to your own parallel universe. Therefore, if you want to travel through parallel universes, you must have coordinates. As for the coordinates, assuming that the universe where Jiang Chen is located is universe number 1, then the universe where the human emperor Jiang Chen is located may be universe number 726,984. It's me, someone is observing me. Human emperor Jiang Chen suddenly looked up at the sky. Could it be that in a parallel universe, there is another Jiang Chen who has acquired the ability to observe parallel universes? This. The face of the human emperor Jiang Chen gradually became fanatical. This is the coordinate. When two isotopes in a parallel universe possess the ability to observe at the same time, they will expose their own cosmic coordinates when they observe each other. Locked. His universe. I can travel to parallel universes now. The human emperor Jiang Chen's breathing became a little rapid. Although he had obtained the ability to travel through time and space a long time ago, he had never dared to do so because there were too many parallel universes and he was worried that he would get lost in one of them without coordinates. Now, here come the coordinates. Go and take a look at his universe. If possible, I will also rule his universe. The whole world belongs to the king, and the master of this multiverse should also belong to me, the human emperor. The human emperor Jiang Chen waved his hand, tore a wormhole, and walked directly into it. The human emperor came to the universe where Jiang Chen was and looked around. Is this a parallel universe? It feels no different from my universe. Very good, this is the best, all my moves should be able to be used normally. The human emperor was also a little worried. If he ran to another universe and the difference was too great and he couldn't even replenish his spiritual energy, that would be stupid. By then, let alone conquering other universes, even saving one's life will be difficult. But now it seems that the gap between parallel universes is not that big. At the very least, everyone uses the same kind of spiritual energy. I observed that Jiang Chen in this universe is the master of the ancient underworld star, and he can transform into a blonde. Interesting, is it some special power? I don't even have it. Let's go to ancient dark star and meet him. The human emperor exploded, and just like that, he flew towards the ancient dark star in the universe. Boom. In less than 10 minutes, the human emperor, with tremendous momentum, broke through the atmosphere of the ancient Pluto. Listen up, people of ancient dark star. Come out quickly and pay homage to your emperor. I am the human emperor. The human emperor stood proudly in the air, with a cloak behind him that fluttered in the wind. What is that? Carrot and Beijuda flew into the air and looked at the human emperor. Ah! Why does this person look so much like Lord Jiang Chen? The two were a little confused. Who is this guy? You said he was Jiang Chen, but his aura was obviously not that of one person. And Jiang Chen's aura could not be sensed. But this person can sense the breath. So judging from the breath, this person is definitely not Jiang Chen. But to the naked eye, he and Jiang Chen look exactly the same, clearly the same person. Who are you? Beijuda flew in front of the human emperor and shouted, tell me your life. Also, tell me your purpose, otherwise, I will kill you without mercy. The human emperor glanced at Beiju Tower calmly, how arrogant. You are not allowed to be so presumptuous in front of the human emperor. After saying this, the human emperor raised one hand, and violent energy gushed out, directly suppressing the Beiju Tower. North Rejection Tower. Seeing this scene, Carrot did not dare to hesitate and directly transformed into Super Saiyan Blue. Let go of Bejuda, otherwise. The human emperor waved his hand again, and a stream of energy hit Carrot through the air, knocking him away. What's wrong with the people here? The human emperor frowned slightly. You are offending me one after another? Why don't you have any respect for the emperor? Oh, I see. You are. You've never died, right? Then, let's start with you. Chapter 89. The human emperor looked at the suppressed Bejuda and said, then, I will kill you first, so that you will know how to respect the human emperor. After saying this, the human emperor slowly raised his hand, ready to deliver a fatal blow to the Bejuda tower. It was at this moment, boom. A huge octopus spaceship broke through the atmosphere and arrived at the ancient Pluto. Oh, the natives of ancient Dark Star, sorry to have kept you waiting for a long time. Whoosh. In the octopus spaceship, Colossus took off into the air. Previously, he was defeated by Carrot and had planned to practice for 4 months and take a golden form for revenge. The plan was perfect and went smoothly. In 4 months, I really created the golden form. Then, he planned to come to the ancient underworld for revenge. But on the way, he accidentally encountered a mysterious place where the flow of time was different. So he practiced in there for another 10 years, which was equivalent to 8 months in the outside world. During these 10 years of hard training, he realized a new form, which Colossus called the Black Gold form. Hey! Colossus saw the suppressed Bejuda tower and the arrogant human emperor from a distance. It seems I came at the right time. It's interesting, interesting. Those rampant natives were beaten. It was so cool to watch. The emperor noticed Colossus and narrowed his eyes slightly. Colossus. In the human emperor's universe, there is also Colossus, and he is the human emperor's right-hand man, helping the human emperor to rule the eastern region. I didn't expect to meet an acquaintance in this universe. The human emperor thought thoughtfully. I just don't know if the Colossus in this universe can transform into the black and gold form. Black gold Colossus still has some strength. When Colossus heard the emperor's whisper, a trace of doubt flashed across his eyes. An acquaintance? Am I familiar with him? Why don't I have any impression of him? Ah! Carrot, who had been knocked away before, roared and flew back. I will not be defeated by you. As soon as he flew over, he was knocked away by the human emperor in an instant. Shut up! The human emperor held up the Bejuda tower in one hand and said to Colossus. Come and kill him. Let me see if you are qualified to be my subordinate in this universe. After saying that, he threw the Bejuda tower to Colossus. Colossus? Is this guy sick? Who does he think he is? He orders me around as soon as he comes up? Why is he pretending? Get out! Colossus kicked the Bejuda tower away and looked at the human emperor. Originally, I came to ancient Dark Star just to wipe out those natives. I didn't expect that there would be someone as blind as you. Well, I'll just kill you and let you know how powerful I am. After saying that, Colossus spread his hands and transformed into a golden form. Hey, kid, you've never seen this before, have you? This is the golden Colossus. The human emperor squinted his eyes and looked at Colossus. So, you mean, you want to attack me? Colossus couldn't help but laugh strangely. Didn't I express myself clearly enough? Don't worry, I will torture you slowly and make you suffer all kinds of pain. The human emperor shook his head. The only downside to going to another universe was that no one knew of his fame and everyone wanted to challenge him. Then you can die. The human emperor suddenly raised his hand and fired an energy cannon. Boom. It hit Colossus, only causing his body to lean back slightly. That's all. Colossus was about to taunt him, but the next moment, the human emperor rushed in front of him and punched him. Puff. Colossus was hit hard and was beaten to the point of doubting his life. The gold form seems to be no match, so I will show you my strongest form, black gold. Ah. Colossus roared, and his body turned black and gold at a speed visible to the naked eye. I think you are looking for death. Bang. Just after transforming into black and gold form, Colossus was immediately hit by another punch, leaving him dizzy and dazed. Tisk. The human emperor shook his hands. Colossus, no matter which universe you are in, your body's defense is amazing. I have cultivated the 8-9 mysterious art to the 9th level, and a single punch from me would seriously injure a martial emperor. But you, after taking my punch, are still able to stand here. You are indeed the strongest meat shield. Colossus steadied himself. He didn't understand what the other party was saying at all. He only knew that he was very angry. This was the first time someone had provoked him like this since he transformed into the black and gold form. Die. Colossus once again fought with the human emperor. Although the black gold form was very powerful, Colossus was only at the martial emperor level after all and did not understand how to increase his will. Thus, facing the martial saint, the human emperor, he was no match at all and was beaten black and blue by him. On the other side, Bejuda was kicked away by Colossus and flew very far away. The energy pressure exerted on him by the human emperor also dissipated because the distance was too far. Whoosh. Carrot flew over and caught the Bejuda tower steadily. Bejuda. That guy is so strong. I used my full strength to go super blue, but he knocked me away with just one move. Bejuda snorted coldly and thought to himself, I know he is very strong. I transformed into Super Saiyan 4, but I was still suppressed by him and couldn't resist. Carrot said seriously, Bejuda Tower, there is no other way now. We have to merge together. Bejuda Tower. Why are we merging again? I really don't want to merge with you. At the same time, the sound of Kulisa being beaten could be heard from a distance. Carrot urged, don't hesitate. Kulisa may not be able to hold on for too long. The opponent's attack is too fierce, Kulisa may be killed at any time. Once Kulisa dies, we won't be able to stop him. He might even destroy the Beiju tribe. Think about the newborn bejesus and your wife. Do you want to watch them being killed? Bang, bang, bang. In the distance, the sound of Kulisa being beaten continued to be heard. Bejuda gritted his teeth, damn it, this is really the last time we can merge together. From now on, I will never merge together again. Come on, Carrot. Let's combine and fight him. After saying that, they both took out the matching earrings at the same time. As for Kulisa, he was beaten by the human emperor without any ability to fight back, and even his own energy was rapidly decreasing. The human emperor knocked Kulisa unconscious with one punch, then threw him to the ground. It's over. The human emperor stretched out his hand from a distance, gathered energy bombs, and planned to deal with Kulisa. Hey, your days of arrogance are over. Beiju dropped from the sky and blocked the way of the human emperor. Emperor? Who the hell is this? Why is there reverberation when he speaks? Open your eyes and watch my strength. Beijutsu didn't hesitate and transformed into Super Saiyan 4. At the same time. Then, this is a move I learned from Master Jiang Chen, controlling two energies at the same time. With Super Saiyan 4 as the norm, this is, North Rejection Special Blue, boom. Blue flames suddenly burst out from around Super Saiyan 4's body. It is almost impossible for a person to control two energies in the body at the same time. But Beijut, he is two people. Chapter 90. It is almost impossible for a person to control two energies in the body at the same time. But Beijut, he is two people. Therefore, he has no problem controlling the power of Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan Blue at the same time. Now, I'll give you one last chance. Get out of the ancient dark star. Beijut looked at the human emperor. Otherwise, I will kill you directly. The human emperor glanced at Beijut calmly. I remember now, this reverberating sound, you are a combined warrior, right? Ah, it's really emotional. In my universe, I can't even remember clearly. It's been too long, really too long. How did the combined warrior who provoked me last time die? Beijut's eyelids twitched slightly. How can you be more pretentious than me? You talk as if you can beat me. How funny. Humph, I can deal with you in just one move. Beijut raised his hand and was about to attack. The next moment, the human emperor also raised his hand, and with a wave, Beijut disintegrated into Kalo and Beijut Tower. Carlot? Beijut Tower? Our combination? This is a supernatural power. I haven't used it for a long time. It seems to be called some kind of separation technique called spear. The human emperor said lightly. With this ability, I can separate all the combined warriors. Therefore, your combined warriors are ineffective in front of me. Carrot. Beijut Tower. The two looked at each other. Even merging together was useless. Now, was there only one last way left? Call Master Jiang Chen. Rescue button, start. The two did not dare to hesitate at all and directly used the rescue button. After all, they knew very well how powerful the human emperor was. If you hesitate for a second, you might. They didn't even have a chance to use the button and died instantly. Jiang Chen, who was rushing to Liu's house, suddenly received a notification of the rescue button. Hey? Is it the rescue button? Jiang Chen was a little surprised. The current ancient Ming Xing is quite powerful, with Carrot, Beijuda, and they can also merge together. With such strength, they still need to ask for help from me? It seems that they are really in trouble. I want to see who can force my men to this point. Teleportation. Whoosh. Jiang Chen returned to the ancient Ming Xing. As soon as I arrived here, I saw Kulisa who was unconscious on the ground. Then in the air, the human emperor was holding Kalo and Beijuda in his two hands respectively. Is it Jiang Chen? You came here just after they were defeated. The human emperor looked at Jiang Chen and nodded slowly. It seems that there must be a special way of communication between these guys. You are. Jiang Chen was also dazed when he saw the human emperor. Then I immediately realized that this guy seemed to be Jiang Chen, the emperor of the parallel universe. But how did the guy from the parallel universe come to his own planet? You don't know yet. The human emperor loosened his hands and threw Carrot and Beijut Tower out. There are coordinates between parallel universes. You and I are the same person. When we both observe parallel universes at the same time, coordinates will appear. Then, as long as you have the ability to travel through parallel universes, you can go to other universes. Do you want me to tell you again, who can you kill to gain the ability to travel through the universe? I am a very generous person. Jiang Chen curled his lips. He didn't believe what the human emperor said was generous. Because he has observed the life of the human emperor. This guy is definitely a crazy tyrant. I guess he came to this parallel universe just to rule it. So, you came to our universe to complete the domination, right? Jiang Chen asked. The human emperor smiled faintly. You are wrong, I don't want to rule your universe, I want to rule all parallel universes. No, this emperor. I am the only emperor in the countless parallel universes. All people under heaven are my subjects. Jiang Chen spread his hands and said, I don't want to be your subject. It seems that I have no choice but to fight you. The human emperor sneered, are you worthy enough to fight me? Die. As soon as he finished speaking, the human emperor took the lead and attacked Jiang Chen directly. Jiang Chen instantly transformed into Super Saiyan 4. He knew very well that this human emperor was a martial saint level existence. But he could not defeat him with just an increased consciousness. Not to mention, he has a bunch of supernatural powers. He has also reached the 9th level of the 8-9 profound arts, and his physical body can crush the martial emperor. This guy, it is impossible for me to win at my current state. The only way is to delay him, try to delay him as much as possible, and then find the martial saints and let them deal with him. But the problem is, it seems that ordinary martial saints are no match for him. Judging from the observed images, this human emperor is capable of killing a 9th ranked martial emperor head-on. In this universe, he is most likely invincible and no one can stop him. Hey? What is this? Seeing Jiang Chen transform into Super Saiyan 4, the human emperor was also a little surprised. My parallel universe self can use this move, but why can't I? But it's nothing big. This punch will definitely knock you away. Amplification of will. Invisible energy descended upon the fist of the human emperor. Only the amplification of will can counter the amplification of will. Super Blue. Jiang Chen also completed the superimposed transformation of Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan Blue in an instant. A blue flame ignited on Super Saiyan 4's body. At the same time, Jiang Chen completely released his super form, and his body expanded several times. At this moment, Jiang Chen was unreserved. This was the first time he had used his full strength since he started practicing. But even so, Jiang Chen was somewhat pessimistic. Could he really withstand a punch from the human emperor with all his strength? If I could be stronger. Bang. The human emperor punched Jiang Chen and sent him flying. It's nothing fancy. The human emperor shook his hands. If you don't become a martial saint, you will always be just an ant. I can see that your current strength is likely to crush all warriors below the martial saint. But unfortunately, you are just a bigger ant. There is no difference. At this moment, Carrot and Beijuda, who were thrown to the ground by the human emperor, climbed up and ran to a distance to watch the battle. Hiss. Lord Jiang Chen seems to be at a disadvantage. This guy is too strong. What should we do? Carrot, do you have any other ideas? Carrot fell into deep thought. Is there any other solution? The fusion doesn't work, and neither does Master Jiang Chen. What else can he do? Gather the strength of all Scions and fight him? Nonsense, even if all Scions combined, they still can't win. Wait. Suddenly, Carlot thought of something. Beijuda, what is the core of us Scions? Beijuda thought for a moment, warlike and gluttonous. Carrot. It's kind of right, but not quite right. You are wrong, it is anger. When we are extremely angry, we can burst out with terrifying power. Chapter 91. Beijuda suddenly realized, right, the angrier we are, the stronger we Scions will be. So what do you think, is to make us too angry? Carrot shook his head, no, it's to make Lord Jiang Chen angry. Extremely angry. Beijuda frowned slightly, but, how can we make Lord Jiang Chen angry? Oh, wait. At this moment, Beijuda Tower suddenly thought of something. Carrot clapped his hands, yes. It's the one you are thinking of, Zhang Yunyi. Sacrifice to her, and Lord Jiang Chen will definitely be able to burst out unprecedented energy. Beijuda was still a little worried. It is true that this method is possible, but if Zhang Yunyi really died, Lord Jiang Chen would definitely not forgive us. So, is there any way for us to make Zhang Yunyi fake his death? Carrot also pretended to think about it. After a moment, he shook his head and said, I can't think of it. How about asking the tribesmen to see if they have any special abilities? For example, the ability to fake death. Beijuda clapped his hands and decided to take action immediately. Just like that, the two of them ran away and returned to the Beijuda tribe. As for the human emperor, he also noticed Carrot and Beijuda, but he didn't take it to heart. Just two ants, what are they? Can they really turn the world upside down? The human emperor looked at the mountain in front of him. Jiang Chen had been knocked flying and fell into the mountain. Why are you hiding? I know very well that the blow just now couldn't hurt you. In the mountain, Jiang Chen leaned against a tree and spat out a mouthful of blood. The punch of the martial saint is indeed outrageous. Even if I use all my strength, I will still be severely hit by one blow. If I get a second blow, I may not be able to withstand it. It's really hard to deal with. Jiang Chen used his healing ability and instantly restored himself to his full form. Delay him for a while. I need to think of a way to deal with him. Jiang Chen restrained his breath and tried not to let it out. Outside the mountain, the human emperor saw that Jiang Chen had not come out yet, so he just sneered, it seems that I have to force you to come out. After saying that, he raised his hand and countless gas bombs blasted towards the mountain. For a moment, smoke rose up everywhere. At the same time, Kalo and Beijuda returned to the Beijuda tribe. Gather. Is there anyone who has the ability to temporarily make someone appear dead? Is there anyone? As soon as Beijuda returned to the tribe, he started shouting. Everyone was confused and had no idea what Beijuda Tower meant. What do you need the ability to fake your death for? This ability should be the most useless ability, right? Everyone discussed in a low voice. Beijuda just sneered. Indeed, under normal circumstances, the ability of feigning death would be completely useless. But right now, it is the best superpower. The superpower that can save lives. So, whose ability is to fake death. Prince, I have it. At this time, a bald warrior walked over. My ability is to temporarily deprive a person of vitality. It requires the cooperation of the other party to use it. It can last for about an hour. Hearing this, everyone curled their lips. What rubbish. It makes people lose their lives temporarily, and you need cooperation to use it. Isn't it too rubbish? Beijuda was very happy. Okay, little bald head, what's your name? The bald warrior replied, Prince, you can just call me Naba. Beijuda clapped his hands. Very good, you wait for me here. After saying that, Beiju Tower walked towards the place with the most concentrated spiritual energy. This was where Zhang Yunyi practiced. Because the spiritual energy was so dense, Beiju Tower couldn't see the person clearly and could only shout. Miss Zhang Yunyi, can you stop practicing first? Master Jiang Chen may need you. As soon as he finished speaking, a pretty figure came out from the aura, with a graceful figure, long flowing hair, and facial features that looked beautiful and delicate in the haze. I stopped practicing, what happened to my brother? Beijuda said, he is fighting a strong enemy and may not be able to hold on. If you are willing to fake your death, maybe you can inspire him to his full strength. To be honest, Zhang Yunyi didn't quite understand what Beiju Tower meant. She didn't understand why she had to fake her death, but she knew that Jiang Chen needed her help. In this case, let alone faking death, even real death would be fine. Hurry up, take me to help. Just like that, Beijuda and Carrot, along with Zhang Yunyi and Naba, explained the battle plan on the way. Is that all right? No problem. Then, the plan officially begins. The four of them flew to the center of the battlefield. At this moment, the human emperor was continuously releasing Qigong bombs, trying to force Jiang Chen out. In other words, the human emperor is playing with the mentality of a cat playing with a mouse. After all, if he really wanted to force Jiang Chen to show up, there were plenty of ways to do it. As for Jiang Chen, he was still dodging Qigong bullets in the mountains. I don't know if this method will work. While dodging, Jiang Chen also thought of many ways to deal with the human emperor. At this moment, Jiang Chen had an idea and decided to give it a try. We have to find an opportunity to implement the plan. At the same time, Carrot and his men rushed to the battlefield and saw the human emperor bombarding continuously, and they exclaimed, what a great opportunity. Shall we begin? Zhang Yunyi said it was no problem, and then she lay directly on the ground. Naba also activated his special ability, causing Zhang Yunyi's life force to decrease continuously until it completely dissipated. Success. Naba wiped the sweat from his forehead. This is also the first time I use my superpowers. Beijuda nodded and said, very good, everything is so perfect. So. Lord Jiang Chen. Something terrible has happened. Beijuda shouted. Miss Zhang Yunyi heard the sound of fighting and became worried about you, so she ran over. As a result, she was stabbed by the aftermath of the energy wave and seems to be dead. The human emperor, after hearing these words, still did not take them seriously. Who would care if someone died on the roadside? But then again, who is Zhang Yunyi? Why is there no Zhang Yunyi in my universe? Never mind, it doesn't matter, no one really cares. In order to attack Jiang Chen, the emperor even smiled deliberately and said, yes, that's right, Jiang Chen, that Zhang Yunyi, is a very important person to you, right? I saw her coming and killed him directly. How is it? Are you angry? Do you want to kill me? Haha, it's a pity that you will never be able to beat me. Beiju Tower. Holy shit, is this guy so cooperative? What a nice guy. At this moment, Jiang Chen, who was about to implement his plan in the mountain, heard the shout. What? Zhang Yunyi is dead. For a moment, Jiang Chen was distracted. He didn't believe it. How could such a thing happen? The next moment, the voice of the human emperor came, yes, it was me who killed him. At the same time, Jiang Chen also sensed that the aura that originally belonged to Zhang Yunyi had completely dissipated. What does this mean? It goes without saying. Jiang Chen was silent. At this moment, incomparable murderous intent and anger rose in his mind. Boom. A powerful energy burst out from Jiang Chen's body, and this energy directly caused the surrounding mountains to shake. It was like an earthquake. Ah! Jiang Chen clenched his fists, and some changes were also happening around his body. Chapter 92. Boom. The energy in Jiang Chen's body continued to rise. The ground around him also kept shaking. In the sky, dark clouds were pressing down, and countless lightning bolts roared down. All the mountains in this area were smashed to pieces, turning into ruins. What's that noise? The human emperor was suspended in the air, almost unsteady on his feet. Such a terrifying energy, how is it possible? Who is the source of this powerful energy? It can't be Jiang Chen, right? But how can he do that? Not far away, Carrot and Beijuda were also dumbfounded. This energy was really too strong. How could there be such a strong force? Although they have never seen the martial emperor, they feel that, in terms of energy alone, even the martial emperor cannot achieve this level, right? It's horrible, really. It's horrible. As the pressure continued to spread, even the scions who were practicing in the Beiju tribe could sense it. Such power. They lowered their heads in disbelief, looking at the shaking ground. Careful. Suddenly, a scion exclaimed. The next moment, a huge gully appeared on the ground. Hiss. Everyone gasped. What kind of power is this? The aftermath of the explosion created such a huge gully. This pressure still did not stop, it continued to spread, even Blue Star was affected. The tsunami surged into the sky and networks lost signals one after another, as if the world was about to end. What's going on? People walked onto the street and looked around in confusion. Is the zombie virus going to break out? Are we humans going to enter the apocalypse? I just read an apocalyptic novel, and I feel like I'm going to be invincible. No, it seems to be an abnormal weather. Look up at the sky yourself. I saw clouds rapidly passing by in the sky, one after another, as if they were racing. Yes, the clouds seem to be racing. So fast. Although it is outrageous, it actually happened. Such a strange weather, what on earth happened? Boom. Then, the ground began to shake, and everyone looked at the ground in horror. An earthquake is coming too? How could this not be the end of the world? At the same time, in the Great Federation, the Great Elder and Jukin were sitting together and chatting. The warriors on the ancient Dark Star are so powerful. Jukin praised. If it weren't for them, I really wouldn't be able to withstand the riots in Jinyeo world. The Great Elder nodded, okay, I understand. Let me think about how to reward them. They really did a great job this time. When the Great Elder was thinking, suddenly. Boom. The entire Federation was shaking violently. What's going on? Jukin stood up quickly. Is it an earthquake, Great Elder? Great Elder. What about your mother? The base of the Great Federation is a special metal planet. How could an earthquake occur? No, that's not right. The Great Elder closed his eyes and sensed carefully. Did you feel it? It was a very terrifying energy. That energy just spread over there. Hearing this, Jukin's pupils suddenly shrank. The energy spreads over and directly causes earthquakes on the entire planet? How strong is this energy? Who is it? Who else in the 9527 area has such terrifying power? The Great Elder hurriedly contacted the 6th Elder who was in charge of the investigation. Is there any special energy reaction in the 9527 area? Soon, the 6th Elder sent a message, yes. An extremely abnormal and powerful energy suddenly appeared near the ancient Dark Star. According to detection, from the perspective of energy intensity alone. Martial Emperor Realm. The Great Elder shuddered. Emperor level energy? This. Who is it? Could it be Jiang Chen? The most powerful person on the ancient Dark Star is recognized to be Jiang Chen. Therefore, at this moment, the Great Elder could only think of Jiang Chen. But, that's not right. When we met before, wasn't Jiang Chen still a martial king? How did he do it? In the cave of Jinyan, he is practicing in seclusion. He said he was practicing, but in fact, he was planning to stay in seclusion and avoid the spotlight. Because he felt that he had helped Jiang Chen, Emperor Wu might come to avenge him. Therefore, he was afraid and decided not to go out for the next 10,000 years. Hide. Suddenly. The cave of the True Word Martial Saint was shaking violently. Emperor level energy. The face of the True Words Martial Saint turned pale. Really? Really here? It's Emperor Wu. Could it be that he came to me because I helped Jiang Chen? Jinyan Wuxian was so scared that he wanted to hide, but soon he realized something was wrong. Wait. This energy seems to be far away from me, this. Yixin Wusheng sent a message at this time, True Words, can you feel it? The energy of the martial emperor level is spreading. Jinyan Wuxian immediately sent a message, of course I sensed it. I'm afraid that all areas near area 9527 can feel this energy. Too strong, this energy comes from that planet, do you know? Yixin Wusheng, why don't you ask your disciple and you will know? He is the Wusheng in charge of area 9527. The True Words Martial Saint contacted the Sky-bearing Martial Saint and soon got the news that the source of energy came from the ancient Dark Star. Ancient Dark Star. The Martial Saint of True Words took a deep breath. Is it Jiang Chen? Could it be that? Jiang Chen has recovered his previous life's cultivation? It must be so. It must be so. It's confirmed, damn it, Jiang Chen is the reincarnated martial emperor. As this energy continued to spread, in area 9517, a group of warriors gathered together to discuss how to cultivate their bodies. A thin young man stood at the side. He suddenly looked up into the sky and said, Martial Emperor level energy? Such a strong Martial Emperor level energy is really terrifying. Shit, there's an earthquake, a fighter cursed. Forget about mortals. Qinye, let's continue to cultivate our bodies. You are too thin. It will be good to cultivate more. Qinye grinned, sure, come to think of it, I met a fighter before, he looked very thin, but at the critical moment, he could make his muscles swell several times. Have you seen this kind of fighting style? Hearing this, the other fighters were all amused, how is it possible to have such a fighting method? Qinye, are you dreaming? Qinye just scratched his head. Haven't you seen this before? It seems that if he wants to learn this kind of fighting method, he can only become Jiang Chen's apprentice. On the ancient Dark Star, Jiang Chen's energy continued to increase. His body was surrounded by lightning, like a demon from hell. At this moment, he stood between the broken peaks, his body slowly flying into the air. Human Emperor, I want you to die. Chapter 93. At this moment, Jiang Chen's hair turned silver white, his body was covered with silver hair, and red arcs of electricity were wrapped around him, giving him an extremely wild aura. Exactly, Super Saiyan 5. Ding. Congratulations to the host, you have realized Super Saiyan 5 on your own. You have obtained the full power of Super Saiyan 5. The fourth stage of the transformation mission is completed. Ding. Congratulations to the host, all transformation tasks have been completed. Please keep up the good work and complete the Super Saiyan God mission. Super Saiyan God mission, Phase 2. Become the strongest in one universe and be rewarded with perfect Ultra Instinct. The host can also practice on his own and master the perfect Ultra Instinct. Super Saiyan God mission, Phase 2. Revised. Kill a foreign martial emperor and be rewarded with perfect self-intent. The host can also practice on his own and master perfect self-intent. Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, these two transformations, represent the angel and the god of destruction respectively, and are two completely different evolutionary paths. The human emperor looked at Jiang Chen bathed in lightning and couldn't help but sneered, I thought something happened? It's just turning your body white. Do you really think you can beat me? With your strength, you will never. Without waiting for the human emperor to continue speaking, Jiang Chen suddenly appeared, rushed in front of the human emperor, and punched him right in the abdomen. Apu! The human emperor suffered a heavy blow, spitting blood from his mouth, and his body bent up. No. Impossible. You haven't even become a martial saint yet, and you don't even know what willpower amplification is. How could you possibly hurt me? The human emperor had already used his willpower to enhance his defense. But he didn't understand how Jiang Chen, who wasn't even at the martial saint level, could break through his defense. Only by increasing willpower can we fight against increasing willpower. This is a consensus. Indeed, Jiang Chen has not reached the martial saint realm, but at the moment of transformation into Super 5, intense emotions surged in his body. At this moment, he found that as long as he stimulated these emotions, he could do it. Something like amplification of will. Simply put, in the Super 5 state, Jiang Chen will not be afraid of the increase in willpower. There is no difference between him and a true martial saint. Oh, no, there is a difference. Jiang Chen can crush all the martial saints. Press them to the ground and rub them. Cool. Carrot couldn't help but yelled on the ground. Sure enough, Lord Jiang Chen has reached an unprecedented level. He did it. Scions, as long as they are angry enough, they can keep breaking through. Ha ha ha. Beijuda couldn't help laughing. Great, Lord Jiang Chen is indeed the strongest. Ah. The human emperor roared, and he used his supernatural powers to move instantly. With a whoosh, he flashed to Jiang Chen's right side, keeping a distance from Jiang Chen. Very good, then I will also be serious. Watch out, my special ability. Flash time. The human emperor used flash time. At this moment, the entire universe will pause for 0.1 seconds. This 0.1 second is the time it takes him to kill Jiang Chen. 0.01 seconds. Flash time starts, the entire universe pauses. 0.02 seconds. The human emperor came out and came in front of Jiang Chen. 0.03 seconds later, the human emperor reached out to attack Jiang Chen, and then Jiang Chen burst out with powerful energy, directly breaking through the blockade of the flash. Bang! Jiang Chen punched the human emperor away. Fancy superpowers have no effect on me at all. Jiang Chen placed his hands in front of him, and countless energies gathered together to form a huge ball of light. This move will solve your problem. As for the human emperor who was knocked flying, he was horrified in his heart. Flash is impossible to be cracked unless the energy gap between the two sides is too great. Is the gap between me and that guy really that big? The human emperor was a little bit unbelievable. He could sense that Jiang Chen's energy at the moment was only at the martial emperor level. Logically speaking, I should be able to stop here, right? Isn't it enough that I killed Emperor Wu myself? But why? I understand. His energy is even more violent. When this energy becomes violent, it is enough to dispel all supernatural powers. Indeed, he is right. Facing such violent energy, many of my abilities are useless to him. But it doesn't matter. I have plenty of ways to deal with it. The human emperor waved his hand, and a silver-white spear appeared in his hand. Holy spear, help me kill the enemy in front of me. The emperor threw his spear out with a flick of his hand. Target, Jiang Chen. At the same time, Jiang Chen gathered all the energy in his hands, ultimate dragon flash. A tremendous amount of energy burst out, and a faint dragon roar was heard from it. In an instant, this energy swallowed up the holy spear. Taking advantage of the situation, he devoured the human emperor. Impossible. My holy spear is useless to him. The human emperor was shocked and was completely swallowed by the ultimate dragon flash. Boom. The ultimate dragon flash rushed out of the ancient dark star and flew directly into the universe. Several abandoned planets were directly penetrated by the ultimate dragon flash and turned into fireworks. What a powerful move. Carrot watched intently. Beiju Tower, I also want to learn this move. Beijuda snorted coldly and turned his head away. He felt from the bottom of his heart that it would be more appropriate for Beiju to use the ultimate dragon flash. But he won't tell. Because I will never reunite. When the ultimate dragon flash completely dissipated, the human emperor was still standing in the air, seemingly unharmed. It's quick healing, right? Jiang Chen was not surprised, because he also had the ability to heal. If there is a surprising point, it might be that this move did not kill the human emperor directly. It also gave him the opportunity to use his supernatural powers. A very effective attack. The human emperor flicked off the non-existent dust on his body. Almost. I didn't even have time to activate my healing ability before I was killed. After saying that, the human emperor glared at Jiang Chen, his face distorted. Jiang Chen. How dare you? How dare you, to kill the emperor, boom. A terrifying energy suddenly burst out from the human emperor. Extreme sublimation. The human emperor spread his hands and used his strongest amplification ability. Ultimate sublimation. He made himself stronger at the cost of his life. At this moment, a blazing white flame burst out from the human emperor's body, and terrifying energy continued to emerge. I will kill you, imprison your soul, and make you watch me destroy everything in your universe bit by bit. Your friends, your relatives, your good friends. You all must die. I will torture you severely. Damn you, you almost killed me. The more he spoke, the angrier the human emperor became, to the point that the aura around his body began to twist. At this moment, Jiang Chen had a calm expression and just took out a drop of blood with one hand. Do you know what this is? The moment he saw this drop of blood, the human emperor's pupils contracted immediately. This was the blood that spurted out when Jiang Chen punched him before. His own supernatural power, after upgrading, will have a blocking effect. He knows this very well. Chapter 94. Could it be that? The human emperor's arms were shaking slightly. This guy is planning to seal off his own abilities? If it's true, I will lose all my special powers and become an ordinary martial arts master. Nothing special anymore. At this moment, Jiang Chen used the additional effect of the conquest power. If you injure your opponent and get a drop of his blood, you can use the blood to block his supernatural powers. Blockade. In an instant, an indescribable energy descended upon the human emperor. The next moment, bang. This energy was directly shattered, and the human emperor was not affected. What? The human emperor spread his hands. I just looked so panicked, wasn't that a good performance? Stop kidding. Do you think I have no means of defense? Boy, you are still a little immature when it comes to comparing your abilities with mine. Just as he finished speaking, Jiang Chen appeared behind the human emperor and stabbed him in the neck with a knife. That move just now was just a simple test. I didn't expect it to work. This blow made the human emperor stagger and almost fall from the air. Damn it, you took advantage of me not paying attention and attacked me by surprise. That's all you can do. The human emperor turned around abruptly and rushed towards Jiang Chen. Whoosh. Jiang Chen disappeared instantly and appeared behind the human emperor. The human emperor reacted quickly. After sensing Jiang Chen's position, he immediately kicked him again, but was blocked by Jiang Chen's arm. Humph. The human emperor sneered. I am now at the peak of my powers. Do you think these martial arts skills are still useful to me? What a rare opponent. Jiang Chen whispered. From any perspective, the human emperor is quite powerful. If he met such an opponent under normal circumstances, he would definitely fight with the opponent for 300 rounds. But at this moment, he had no intention of enjoying the battle, he just wanted to kill the human emperor. You are right. Then, let's move towards higher peaks. Jiang Chen suddenly distanced himself from the human emperor. After successfully transforming into Super Saiyan 5, my Super Saiyan Blue was lifted. Now, it's time to use Super Saiyan 5 as my normal state and transform into Super Saiyan Blue, boom. Jiang Chen clenched his fists, and a light blue aura burst out from his body. The energy of Super 5 is already surging and violent enough. At this moment, Jiang Chen used double transformation again, causing his meridians to bear the extra power of Super Blue, which was undoubtedly very dangerous. But I need this power. In order to defeat my opponent, this power is necessary. Moreover, I also believe that I can control Super 5 and Super Blue. Jiang Chen clenched his fists, and the blue flames around him suddenly shrank into his body. Super Blue, full power. Ah! With a roar from Jiang Chen, he attacked the human emperor again. What's the matter with the blue color again? What difference can it make? The human emperor didn't take it seriously at all. He directly took out the second holy spear and poked it at Jiang Chen. Die! Jiang Chen punched the holy spear. You're looking for death. You want to collide with my holy spear with your fist? This spear of mine will go straight through your body. The emperor seemed to see that his shot first tore Jiang Chen's arm, then went straight through his body. A fatal strike. I won this victory, boom. The holy spear and fist collided with each other, and in an instant, Jiang Chen's fist smashed the spear tip. Then the spear body. Snap. The holy spear broke directly, and the human emperor was stunned for a moment. Then, Jiang Chen's fist rushed in front of the human emperor. Through. Jiang Chen's fist pierced through the body of the human emperor. Puff. The human emperor spat out a mouthful of blood, his eyes somewhat dazed. Break. Jiang Chen exerted force, and with a bang, the human emperor exploded into countless pieces. Can you still use your healing powers after being beaten to pieces? Jiang Chen narrowed his eyes slightly. He didn't know how many healing abilities the human emperor had, but his own healing ability was to heal the injuries on his body. If the body is blown to pieces, it will be ineffective. Before Jiang Chen could continue his pursuit and destroy all the fragments, they all flew into the air and turned into a ball of white energy. In less than a second, the energy gathered again into the shape of the human emperor. HAAA Euroha. The human emperor took a few deep breaths. It's a good attack, but it's not as powerful as the ultimate dragon flash. That move almost destroyed all the cells in my body. Oh, by the way, I have a special ability. As long as there is a cell alive in my body, I can always be resurrected. What do you think? Judging from your surprised expression, it seems that you don't know this special ability. Do you want me to tell you that this ability is obtained from the body? Boom. Just as he finished speaking, the human emperor's head was destroyed by another energy bomb. The next time I attack, I will completely destroy all the cells in your body. Jiang Chen clenched his fists, and the energy around him increased again. The human emperor's expression also turned serious. He knew that Jiang Chen was not bragging. After all, Jiang Chen was still at Super 5 and almost killed himself. Now that there is an extra Super Blue, he can easily kill me. So. Ha 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 ha. The human emperor suddenly flew into the air. Jiang Chen, I don't want to play with you anymore. You are good, and your universe is also good. Next time, I will kill you completely. Remember this. I am only a martial saint now. If I reach the martial emperor level, killing you will be like killing a dog. After the human emperor reached the martial saint realm, he became almost invincible in their universe. Therefore, he did not continue to practice diligently. But now, he has the motivation to practice. The next time we meet, he will definitely bring the power of the Emperor of Martial Arts and flatten everything. Want to leave? You'd better stay. Jiang Chen rushed directly towards the human emperor. The human emperor laughed loudly and raised one hand. Time goes backwards. Instantly, time on Jiang Chen began to flow backwards, and his body slowly flew backwards. I'll give it back to you if I keep it for you. Let's go. Jiang Chen's body returned to the original standing position, and the words he said became flashback. Haha, let's go. The human emperor waved his hand, intending to return to his own time and space. The next moment, he was suddenly startled and found someone grabbed his ankle. Who is it? The emperor lowered his head and found it was Jiang Chen. Impossible, you are not. The human emperor's pupils shrank slightly. Would time reversal have no effect on Jiang Chen? Was the energy gap between the two sides already so great? I told you, fancy superpowers are useless to me. Go to hell. Jiang Chen grabbed the emperor's ankle and threw him directly to the ground. Damn it, the human emperor cursed. Jiang Chen, this BD, why is he so difficult to deal with? There is no other way. If I don't pay some price, I may not be able to leave. Remember this, Jiang Chen. This vengeance. Bang. Jiang Chen threw the emperor to the ground and sneered, are you still threatening me? Do you really think this will work? In your mouth, haven't you killed my friends several times? The head of the human emperor was smashed into the mud and got a mouthful of mud. Superpower, soul separation. Jiang Chen, you should be proud of yourself for forcing me into this desperate situation. Chapter 95. The soul leaves the body and lives on in the world as a soul. In fact, the moment a person abandons his physical body, he is equivalent to death. After all, they have become souls. If you want to come back to life, you must have a suitable body to possess. In the human emperor's universe, the human emperor specially prepared several bodies to deal with such situations. Of course, the body that was taken over was no match for the original body. Therefore, the human emperor was very angry. This time, he really paid a huge price and even lost his original body. After leaving his body, the human emperor flew into the air in a soul state and glanced at Jiang Chen indifferently. I will be back. Afterwards, the human emperor directly activated his ability to travel through parallel universes, located the coordinates of his own universe, and went back. Jiang Chen looked at the body of the human emperor and narrowed his eyes. At this moment, the human emperor was stuck in the soil, motionless, and his aura completely dissipated, as if he was dead. But Jiang Chen understood that this guy would never die so easily. Could it be that he has other abilities that I don't know about? Jiang Chen did not dare to be careless at this moment, for fear that this guy was pretending to be dead. Then wait until he lets his guard down before launching a sneak attack. Forget it. No matter what he plans to do, as long as I completely destroy him, he will be dead. Jiang Chen suddenly exerted force and threw the human emperor into the air. This time, I will wipe you out completely. Ultimate Dragon Flash, boom. A golden light emerged, and the huge energy cannon rushed towards the body of the human emperor. At the same time, the energy cannon also carried some light blue flames. It is the power of Super Blue. The ultimate move of Super 5 plus Super Blue instantly engulfed the human emperor, leaving no cells behind. Successfully killed the opponent. Conquer ability activated. Successfully seized the opponent's ability. Part of the human emperor's supernatural powers are in this body. Now that the body has disappeared, the natural supernatural powers have fallen into Jiang Chen's hands. No matter what, his body was destroyed by me. Jiang Chen immediately released the Super Blue state and then let out a long sigh. No matter what his conspiracy is, he is nothing to be afraid of without his body. Even if he is not dead, I can still kill him the next time I meet him. Jiang Chen is also confident in himself. The human emperor is indeed a strong opponent. But I am stronger than him. If I can defeat him once, I can defeat him a second time and a third time. In other words, when I also obtain the ability to travel through parallel universes, I will personally go to the human emperor's universe and completely destroy him. Jiang Chen clenched his fists. This guy killed Zhang Yunyi. He must avenge him. Just as this thought came to mind, a crisp voice came from not far away, "Brother, you won." Jiang Chen? Jiang Chen turned his head and saw Zhang Yunyi standing under a big tree. The warm sunlight shone through the leaves and fell on Zhang Yunyi's body, making her soft long hair and slender eyelashes coated with a layer of light gold. Those bright and flickering eyes were looking at me from afar. Okay, you dare to lie to me. In an instant, Jiang Chen figured it out. Because of the existence of the ethnic function, he possesses the superpowers of all people. He knows that there is a man named Nabal who can make people temporarily die. He was in the middle of a battle at the time, and the emperor himself admitted it, so he didn't think much about it, he was just angry. But now. Jiang Chen walked to Zhang Yunyi's side and raised his right hand. Some people have learned to lie. They are not obedient and deserve to be beaten. Zhang Yunyi covered her buttocks, her eyes flickering. I was wrong, but I will dare to do it again next time. In the parallel universe where the human emperor was, his soul returned to the human emperor's palace, and went all the way down to the underground palace. Here, there are several bodies placed, all of which were prepared in advance by the human emperor for him to possess. Selecting a body at random, the human emperor stood up again. I lost a lot of my abilities. Only some of them that were bound to my soul were retained. Thinking of this, the human emperor felt heartbroken. He had lost several very useful superpowers. There's no other way. I can only kill more humans and get more superpowers in the future. When the human emperor walked out of the underground palace, he happened to meet Kolissa. This is Kolissa from their universe, one of the most loyal subordinates of the human emperor. Human emperor. Kolissa was stunned when he saw the human emperor. Isn't this the body that the human emperor prepared to take over? Now that the body has walked outside the palace, has the human emperor given up his own body? Could it be that the human emperor encountered a powerful enemy and was beaten to the point of abandoning his physical body? No. Impossible. How could the human emperor be so powerful? How could his body be broken apart? But, if his body wasn't broken, why would the human emperor take over someone else's body? I don't understand. Kolissa. The human emperor sneered. Draw up an army and prepare to attack the other three universes. It's time to unify them. Kolissa's expression changed slightly. It seemed that the human emperor was really upset. He had said before that he was not in a hurry to unify. Now, they have actually taken the initiative to propose unification. Yes, Emperor, I will prepare an army and wish you the unification of the universe. Jiang Chen's universe, ancient Pluto. So, that guy Kolissa, after being beaten like that, actually still had the strength to run away. Carrot was stunned. Before, Kolissa was beaten so badly by the human emperor that he even fell unconscious. Now that the battle was over, when they were cleaning up the battlefield, they discovered that Kolissa had disappeared. And there was his octopus spaceship. Obviously, this guy ran away with the spaceship. It's really exaggerated. This physical defense is simply the strongest meat shield. Beijuda also exclaimed. I would call him the strongest defense. Jiang Chen nodded. Kolissa's defense was indeed quite powerful. Carrot suddenly grabbed his head and said a little embarrassedly, Master Jiang Chen, was your previous transformation Super 5? Can you teach us? Jiang Chen looked at Carrot with empty eyes. It is indeed Super 5, but, you should not be able to change yet. Your normal state is a little weak, that's one thing. Secondly, to become Super 5, you must have extremely violent mood swings. Carrot was a little depressed. It turns out that we still can't change? Alas, Jiang Chen patted Carrot's shoulder and said, don't be discouraged. You don't need to become Super Saiyan 5. You are Super Saiyan Blue. Your next step is Ultra Instinct. Carrot was stunned. What about the Ultra Instinct? What is that? Jiang Chen looked up at the sky, the blazing sun reflected in his eyes. It is a powerful divine skill, even I, have not yet mastered it. Hearing this, Carrot became even more frustrated. Even Lord Jiang Chen hadn't mastered it, so it would be difficult for him to master Ultra Instinct, right? Wrong. Jiang Chen corrected. Don't underestimate your talent. You may be the first among the Scions to master Ultra Instinct. Chapter 96. Carrot scratched his head. Does Lord Jiang Chen think so highly of him? Well, then I must work hard to comprehend the Ultra Instinct as soon as possible. But, how do I practice that thing? Beijuda couldn't help himself at this moment. Ultimate Instinct? Then Lord Jiang Chen, can I practice it too? Hearing Beijuda say that he wanted to practice Ultra Instinct, Jiang Chen couldn't help but tilt his head slightly, and a picture appeared in his mind. In order to practice Ultra Instinct, Beijuda deliberately let someone beat him up. Then he got mad after being punched by someone else. He then yelled, FK your Ultra Instinct. This kind of thing should only be practiced by Carrot. He then burst out with all his strength and slapped his opponent away. Jiang Chen sighed, things like the North Rejection Tower and Ultra Instinct are really not suitable for you. I recommend, you go for the Super 5 route. Besides, you can already transform into Super Saiyan 4. If you practice more, you will be able to transform into Super Saiyan 5 in no time. Beijuda, okay, I get it. My route is to transform into Super Saiyan 5. After arranging everything, Jiang Chen planned to continue to the Lu family. Oh, right. Jiang Chen suddenly thought of something and said. The star competition, our ancient dark star has been around for a year, you can sign up to participate. If possible, I hope you will. First, take first place in the 9527 region. Then represent the 9527 region and participate in the planet ranking battle of the Demo Mansion, and then, take first place. Become the number 1 planet in the Demo Mansion. Beijuda stood up straight. I understand, Master Jiang Chen, I will go to sign up in a few days. I will definitely help you win first place. Make you the best guide. Jiang Chen responded with a smile, then teleport back to the spaceship. After resetting the coordinates, he drove the spaceship to the Liu family. At the same time, his 9th level martial arts master cultivation surged out. Yes, when he transformed into Super 5, the energy in his body surged, directly bringing him from the 1st level of martial honor to the 9th level of martial honor. Only one step away from becoming a martial saint. The next step is to break through to the martial saint level, but I have no idea how to do it. Jiang Chen turned his head and looked out the window of the spaceship, where the planets passed by like reflections. Will becomes holy. How can one get started with something as ethereal as will? Jiang Chen thought about it for a while, but still had no clue, so he was too lazy to think about it anymore. I'd better study Super 5. This transformation is very powerful. With Super 5, I'm no longer afraid of the martial saint. But the problem is, the Super 5 transformation consumes too much energy. With my energy reserves at the 9th level of martial honor, I can only maintain the transformation for about an hour. If it exceeds an hour, I will fall back to Super 4. It would be great if I could have unlimited energy. Just like an artificial human, I don't have to worry about energy consumption. As soon as he finished speaking, small spaceships continued to emerge next to the spaceship where Jiang Chen was, and soon these spaceships surrounded Jiang Chen. Haha, passerby. Hand over your money, or you will die. I never thought that in this day and age, there are still people who dare to fly alone. How brave. Aren't you afraid of us pirates? It was the Star Bandits. Jiang Chen encountered a bandit blocking his way. The leader of the robbers, holding a knife, stood on the spaceship and laughed. At the same time, his personal panel appeared in front of Jiang Chen. Name, Lu Renjia Superpower, Infinite Energy Jiang Chen? Is that such a coincidence? Then go to hell. Jiang Chen would not show mercy when dealing with space pirates, not to mention that he possessed unlimited energy. Boom. As Jiang Chen took action, all the small spaceships blocking the spaceship exploded. It was like rows of fireworks, so gorgeous. Get superpowers. Get superpowers. With this move, he killed all the star pirates and obtained a lot of superpowers. It just so happens that when I killed the human emperor, I also gained a lot of supernatural powers. Now I'm sorting them out. Jiang Chen is doing the sorting work. At the same time, on the roof of a tall building inside the Great Federation, Jukin stood on the roof, looking at the communicator in his hand, feeling very happy. Family, I finally got a non-energy communicator. I can call for help when I'm imprisoned next time. Cool. Jukin, did you get a new communicator? Yes. What about your old communicator? It's old. I put the old ones there for recycling. So what? Advertising space for rent, thank you. The Great Elder is still a human being. He said he would make an energy-free communicator, and he actually made it. Jukin was extremely excited, and then he received news from Beizhou Tower. Jukin, please help me sign up. We plan to participate in the star competition and represent the ancient dark star. Oh? Is ancient Ming star going to participate in the star competition? Jukin nodded. 1 year after obtaining a planet, the guide can participate in the planet competition. The planet that wins the competition can get various rewards. Okay, I'll get ready right away. There will be a battle in about 3 days. Jukin signed up for Gu Mingxing, and then explained the general rules. That is to say, to participate in the planetary competition, there can be no more than 100 indigenous warriors, and then 100 against 100. Whoever wins, wins. After hearing the news, Beijuda fell into deep thought. Are there only 100 places? There are myself and Carrot, plus Broly, and 100 Scion brothers, which makes a total of 103. Carrot and I must participate. As for Broly, he is 11 years old, still young, and it is a good opportunity for him to gain combat experience. So he must also participate. There are only 97 spots left. It's a shame that 3 brothers can't participate. At the same time, the escaped Kulisa finally arrived at Kula's base camp. On this planet, Kula has been researching high-tech machinery. Tisk tisk, Kula, I will inherit your legacy. Kulisa planned to sort out all these technologies and take them back for further research. Then, strive to become stronger and seek revenge on Carrot and the others. Ahead, it's a forbidden research area, outsiders are not allowed to enter. Suddenly, a metal Kula emitting silver light blocked Kulisa. Trespassers, die. When Kulisa saw the scene, his pupils trembled instantly. Metal Kula? This Kula guy is not dead? No, this thing doesn't seem to recognize itself. It doesn't have Kula's memory. Is it an unfinished product? That's right, Kula died suddenly, and there must be something wrong with the research here, and the perfect metal Kula was not cultivated. Humph, they are just a bunch of trash. Kulisa took direct action and killed the metal Kula that was blocking the way. It's useless. Why not create a group of metal Kulisas? Then I will lead them to defeat Beijuda and the others. Oh hee, just thinking about this scene, I can't help but tremble. By the way, the technology here is quite advanced. Let's see if there is any technology that can increase height. I want to grow a few centimeters taller. Chapter 97. Area 9534, Liu family. The head of the Liu family was strolling in the courtyard, feeling very relaxed. I didn't expect that a living dragon would be so valuable. After the great elder handed it over to the martial saint, the Liu family received a lot of rewards. With these rewards, my Liu family, maybe we can become one of the top 3 families in the 9534 area. Ha ha ha. Gah. Halfway through laughing, the head of the Liu family could no longer laugh because he found a man standing under the pavilion next to him. Who is this person? Is he from the Liu family? But why don't I know him? One more thing. How did he get into the Liu family's backyard? Was he lurking? Jiang Chen looked at the head of the Liu family. Let me ask you, is what you just said true? Have you handed over the dragon clan to the martial saint? The head of the Liu family frowned slightly. Is this man so brave? Talking to him in this tone? Do you know where this is? This is the Liu family. My territory. How dare you question me? I admit that you were able to sneak into the Liu family quietly, so you must have some strength. The head of the Liu family put his hands behind his back and looked at Jiang Chen coldly. Relying on this power, you may be arrogant on weekdays and question everyone you see, but... I'm sorry. This is the Liu family. Here, if you are a dragon, you have to stay in my nest. If you are a tiger, you have to coil up for me. You little BD, you are courting death by questioning me with such an arrogant attitude. Jiang Chen frowned slightly. He was just asking a normal question, not being too arrogant, right? Forget it, I'm too lazy to talk too much nonsense. Jiang Chen suddenly exploded and slapped the owner of the house, making him dizzy, and then stepped on him to the ground. Tell me, who wants to stay in bed? Yanagaya landlord. After struggling for a while, there was no movement and Jiang Chen could not be shaken. What I said is that dragons have to stay in their nests. Senior, since you are a human being, you naturally don't need to stay in your nest. The head of the family quickly changed his expression. Senior, you have such strength, why didn't you say so earlier? Isn't this all a misunderstanding? Ha ha ha. By the way, Senior, what did you just say? Dragon clan? Ah, yes, the martial saint behind our Liu family is Tai Ching martial saint. He is also very curious about the living dragon clan, so we presented it to him. Senior, do you also want the dragon clan? That's really unfortunate. If you had come a little earlier, we would have given the dragon clan to you instead of to the great Qing martial saint. Ahem, speaking of which, Senior, you've been stepping on me all this time, aren't you tired? Do you want to move aside and take a rest? I can make you a cup of tea. Jiang Chen glanced at the Liu family's patriarch calmly, then removed his foot that was stepping on the patriarch. Tell me where Taking Wushan lives. I want to go find him. The head of the Liu family twitched inwardly. This man was so fierce. He heard that the dragon clan was in the hands of the martial saint, and he dared to take the initiative to find the martial saint. That means this person is also a martial saint? This is so scary. I just said something rude to the martial saint. Actually, you can't blame me, right? He didn't show any aura at all, and I thought he didn't have much strength and didn't dare to show it. Well. The head of the Liu family got up from the ground and immediately said, Taking martial saint, his cave is at these coordinates. I'll send it to you. Oh, by the way, Senior, would you like a cup of tea? As soon as he finished speaking, the head of the Liu family discovered that Jiang Chen had disappeared without a trace. You just got the coordinates and you are leaving right away? Are you in such a hurry? The head of the Liu family scratched his head, then hurriedly took out his communicator. No matter what, Taking Wushan is the Wushan behind our Liu family. I'd better inform him in advance. It seems that a very powerful martial saint also wants the living dragons. You can do it yourself. Taking martial saint is a 4th-rank martial saint. There is no need to say much about his strength, as all martial saints are like that. In addition to several disciples under his command, he also has a blood relative, who was an unexpected offspring when he was practicing as a mortal. And gifted. This made Taking martial saint very happy. After all, as a martial saint, his lifespan was too long. All the relatives I once had are gone. But this son is different. Because he has extremely high qualifications, he may become a martial saint. By then, both my father and I will be martial saints, and this near eternal life will be accompanied by family affection. Therefore, Taking Wushan attached great importance to his son. Father, I heard that you got a dragon. At this moment, Tai Ching Wusheng's son, Eli, was talking to Tai Ching Wusheng. I have never seen a dragon before, can you let me take a look? Taking Wushan nodded. Since his son wanted to watch it, then let him watch it. Taking Wushan took Eli to a secret room where there was a cage. Inside the cage was a humanoid creature with green skin and tentacles. Eli was stunned. Is this guy a dragon? The way I opened it, right? Taking Wushan laughed. I know what you want to say, why is it different from the dragon race in my human race's legend? Because, although this tribe calls itself the Dragon Clan, they are not strictly speaking the Dragon Clan. However, they can summon real dragons. The wish-granting dragon. It is because of this ability that they are called the Dragon Clan. Eli blinked. A wishing dragon? The ability to summon dragons? Well, father, can you ask him to summon the dragon now? I have a few wishes to make. Taking Wushan shook his head. No, because in this era, the dragon clan has very little dragon god origin power in their bodies. Unless the ancient dragon god Salama reappears, it is possible to create a wish-granting dragon. Eli. Then these dragons are useless, right? Wrong again. Taking Martial Saint shook his head. The dragon clan has many special abilities, such as super light speed healing. No matter how powerful you are, even if you are a powerful martial emperor, they can heal you instantly. Replenish your energy to its peak state. The dragon clan is the best backup on the battlefield. In addition to this, the dragons can also assimilate. If 2 dragons assimilate into one, their strength will increase greatly. These are their special abilities. And I want a living dragon, because I want to study their special abilities. If we humans can master them. Hehe, these dragons no longer have any value in existence. Eli's eyelids twitched when he heard this. Aren't the dragons our allies? Taking Wushan looked at Eli deeply and said, allies are allies, but you must remember that the resources consumed by the dragon race in their cultivation, are all resources of our human race. If these resources were given to the talented people of our human race, there would probably be a few more martial emperors. Chapter 98. If it weren't for those special abilities, do you really think the human race would tolerate the dragon race wasting resources like this? A hint of murderous intent flashed in the eyes of Taking Martial Saint. Eli took a deep breath. The cruelty of the warrior world seemed to be even more terrifying than he had imagined. As warriors, we all have to fight. The same goes for fighting among ethnic groups. Taking Martial Saint patted Eli on the shoulder. Understand this well, son. You are the future Martial Saint of the human race. When doing things, especially for the human race, remember, don't be soft-hearted. Eli nodded. The imprisoned dragons spat at this time to express their dissatisfaction. It's obviously just your own opinion, but you insist on making it seem like you represent the human race. Idiot, I've seen humans who are particularly nice to dragons before. Do you dare to let the human leaders know about these researches? We can't kill you. You are just a selfish martial saint. Do you really think that everyone is the same as you? Taking Wushan snorted, what are you dissatisfied with? If you keep talking nonsense, I will torture you severely. Eli scratched his head and made a request, Father, can I take this dragon away? I want to take it to my exhibition hall and exhibit it for a few days. Taking Martial Saint frowned slightly. Eli continued, dragons are rare after all. If I can take them to an exhibition, I will definitely make a fortune. Moreover, it will also make my exhibition hall famous and attract more people to come. This way, I can earn more and more. Seeing his son's pleading eyes, Taking Wushan thought for a moment and said, you can borrow it if you want, but it can't be discovered by the humans in the Great Federation. You must remember that the dragons are still our allies in the official world. If you are found to have imprisoned the dragons, you will be sentenced to death. My research was also conducted privately and has not been recognized by the Federation. Eli. I have said so much before, but my feelings are all your wishful thinking, Father. I was thinking, no matter how powerful the human race is, it is impossible for them to backstab their allies, right? Taking Wushan curled his lips and said, I believe that when I present my research results, the other human Wu emperors will definitely recognize my research and abandon the dragon race. Don't worry, in the future, we will be the heroes of the human race. Eli responded without arguing, I understand, Father, I will set up a membership. Only my members can visit this dragon clan. I will strictly select members and will never let anyone from the Great Federation in. Taking Wushan was very satisfied, one more thing, I can only lend this dragon to you for 1 month. After 1 month, I need to continue studying his abilities. Do you understand? Eli said he understood, and after chatting for a few more words, Eli took the dragon clan in the cage and left on a spaceship. While flying in the universe, Eli's spaceship passed by Jiang Chen's spaceship. Jiang Chen's expression changed. Breath. A different breath flew over. It was completely different from that of the human race. To be honest, it seems to be somewhat similar to the original power of the dragon clan, like, the breath of the dragon clan. I'm heading to the cave of the Great Blue Martial Saint. The spaceship just now seemed to be flying from the direction of the cave. Could it be, that they have moved the dragon clan again? No matter what, I have to stop this spaceship. If it really is a dragon, then it will be a piece of cake. Jiang Chen was driving the spaceship and suddenly turned around. He tried his best to catch up with Eli's spaceship. Hey! On the spaceship, Eli also noticed that someone was following behind his spaceship. Who is it? Is it a pirate? How can they be so blind as to want to rob my spaceship? There was a flash of murderous intent in Eli's eyes. Uncle Fang, there's a pirate following us. Why don't we stop and kill him? Uncle Fang was a guard specially selected by Taking Wushan, and was specifically responsible for Eli's personal safety. He is a powerful warrior at the 9th level of martial honor. He has even fought with a half-step martial saint. You could say. In the realm of martial honor, no one can beat Uncle Fang unless a half-step martial saint comes in person. He has outstanding strength. I saw it. Uncle Fang nodded. He's really outrageous. Other pirates would hide when robbing. But this guy actually chased us directly. He didn't even try to act. Humph, he must be a pirate who is very confident in his own strength. Eli couldn't help but laugh. Confidence? No matter how strong you are, you're doomed if you meet Uncle Fang, right? Uncle Fang also smiled, his face full of confidence. Okay, Eli, stop the spaceship, I'll go meet him. Eli operated the spaceship and stopped it directly. Uncle Fang, I leave it to you. As the hatch opened, Uncle Fang used energy to transform into a protective shield and then stepped directly into space. Someone, stop. Uncle Fang transmitted the sound directly through the method of energy transmission. If you dare to come forward again, don't blame me for being ruthless. Jiang Chen stopped the spaceship and flew into the starry sky. Is there a dragon on your spaceship? Uncle Fang was stunned. This person didn't seem to be a pirate. He spoke quite politely. If he was a pirate, he would probably attack him directly. However, Uncle Fang did not treat Jiang Chen well. What's on our spaceship? Is it your business? Get out of here, you young fool. Otherwise, I will do it. I'm giving you a piece of advice. If I take action, the consequences will be disastrous. Jiang Chen sighed. It was like this every time. He had to take action. Then I can only investigate it myself. Jiang Chen suddenly attacked and directly suppressed Uncle Fang. What? How can he be so strong? Uncle Fang was shocked. The opponent's strength was far beyond his understanding. With one move, he actually suppressed him directly. You are a martial saint? You, a martial saint, actually attacked us juniors. How shameless. Let me go. Otherwise, taking martial saint will not let you go. Do you know? The person sitting in this spaceship is the closest relative of the martial saint taking. Jiang Chen waved his hand and made Uncle Fang shut up. The closest relative of the taking martial saint? That's right. It seems that it was this closest relative who was flying with the Dragon Clan and I encountered him. Jiang Chen dodged and went straight into the spacecraft. Eli was shocked. From Uncle Fang being suppressed to the other party breaking into the spaceship, all this happened in just a moment. Eli didn't even react. Jiang Chen looked at Eli. You know, the dragons are friends of our human race. You have committed a capital crime by imprisoning the dragons. Hearing Jiang Chen say this, Eli shuddered. He remembered what his father said, that the warriors of the Great Federation must not find out. He must be a high-ranking official in the Great Federation. He is here to sentence me to death. He wants to kill me. The more he thought about it, the more scared Eli became. At this moment, it seems that I have no other choice. Chapter 99. Kill. Eli roared, took out his magic weapon and smashed it at Jiang Chen. The world is turned upside down with colored glass beads. If I were really caught by the warriors of the Great Federation, I would be sentenced to death. It would be better to kill the warriors of the Great Federation and conceal the truth. Anyway, there is only one person on the other side, and if he dies here, no one will know. Then I can ask my father to do something, and I should be able to avoid the investigation of the Great Federation. Jiang Chen? Good man, I didn't even plan to kill you, but you took the initiative and wanted to kill me? It's really the opposite of Tian Gang. I feel like I've killed too many people lately, so I want to cultivate my character. I didn't expect that you would force me to do it. Boom. A red flame burst out from Jiang Chen's body, King Fist, 10 times. With one punch, he shattered Eli's glass beads, and then used the momentum to punch through Eli's body. Eli's consciousness continued to fade. Before he died, he looked at Jiang Chen with disbelief. How could you break my treasure with just one punch? What kind of move is this? Jiang Chen raised his eyebrows. My strongest move, Kaioken. How is it? Awesome, right? It can increase the power tenfold. Eli's head tilted, and his aura completely dissipated. King Fist? It can actually amplify 10 times, it's really amazing. This kid is not dead yet. Jiang Chen waved his hand, and Eli's body turned into countless dust. He destroyed his body, but the conquering ability was not activated, which means that Eli is still alive. Sure enough, the next moment, Eli's body solidified again outside the spaceship. The life-saving talisman my father gave me is gone just like that. Eli's heart was bleeding, but at the same time, he felt relieved because his father would definitely be able to sense the disintegration of the heart talisman. This place is very close to the cave, and my father will arrive there in less than 5 seconds. With my father here, I'm completely safe. Eli couldn't help but laugh. Next, it's the other party's turn to beg for mercy. Indeed, not far away, the taking martial saint rushed over with a raging rage. At an extremely fast speed. Who is it? How dare you hurt my beloved son? Even the heart talisman was broken. Jiang Chen stood inside the spaceship, looking at Eli outside the spaceship with a relieved look on his face, and slowly raised his arm. Do you think you are safe? Then let me teach you a lesson. When facing an enemy, never let your guard down. Whoosh. A beam of energy burst out from Jiang Chen's arm and instantly penetrated Eli's body. This time, Eli didn't have the heart talisman. Successfully kill the target and seize the superpower. The conquest ability was also activated. The taking martial saint who came rushing over naturally also saw this scene. What did you do? At this moment, the rage of taking martial saint could no longer be suppressed. Of all his descendants, this was the only one who had the potential to become a martial saint. In my long life, I will no longer have any relatives to accompany me. I want you to die. Taking martial saint waved his hand and took out his weapon, a wooden stick that exuded an ancient aura. At first glance, you can tell that this is no ordinary thing. Die. Knock directly at Jiang Chen. Tai Ching Wu Sheng, right? I'm so sorry, I don't have time to play with you now. Jiang Chen greeted with a smile. See you next time, whoosh. Move instantly and come directly to the side of the dragon. Then grab the dragon's arm and teleport a second time. Swish. Jiang Chen disappeared into the starry sky. At the same time, taking Wuxian's attack hit the spaceship, smashing it to pieces. Where's the person? Where's the person? Taking Martial Saint looked around angrily. Did this guy just run away? Damn it, damn it. Why didn't he dare to confront me head-on? Because of Jiang Chen's departure, the energy pressure from Uncle Fang also dissipated. Wu. Wu Sheng, I am useless. I failed to protect the young master. I am sorry. Taking Wuxian frowned, you have been suppressed, I don't blame you. I received a reminder from the head of the Lu family that a martial saint was coming to seize the dragon clan. Just as I was about to take action, I received a death notice from Eli. Damn it. This man is a stranger. He must have come from another region. Don't let me run into him again, or else, he'll be in trouble. The more he thought about it, the angrier Tai Ching Wu Sheng became. His son's death had already annoyed him, and most importantly, the dragon clan was also taken away. What does this mean? It means that the other party has taken away my research results. My future is gone. Moreover, there is another point. If the other party is really from the Great Federation and there is the Dragon Clan as a witness, and he sues himself in the federal court, he may also die. Even a martial saint cannot stand up to the federal court. Damn it, this time I really lost a lot. Fortunately, Eli's storage ring is still there, and he didn't take the treasures inside. After all, Eli is his son, and taking Wuxian gave him many treasures, such as the life-saving talisman. Even taking Wuxian himself doesn't have it. One can imagine how much he values a euro Eli. Wait. Suddenly, taking Martial Saint realized something. Where's Eli's storage ring? When did that guy take the storage ring? Oh, I see. When he punched Eli through, he took the storage ring. Villain. Villain. Don't you even let go of the treasures of your juniors. Taking Wuxian was furious. This BD was really taking away everything. Wuxian actually did this. It was really disgraceful. I must investigate to find out which region you are the martial saint of. Jiang Chen moved instantly and took the dragon away. He did not fight with taking martial saint, not because he was afraid, but because he felt that if he transformed into Super 5, the aftermath might kill the dragon. If the dragon clan dies, then this action of mine will be meaningless. He was very clear about his goal, from the beginning to the end, it was this living dragon clan. Swish. Moving instantly, Jiang Chen and the dragon clan landed on a planet. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Jiang Chen looked at the dragon clan. It is green all over, with some strange stripes on its body, and has 2 tentacles on the top of its head. If the information panel hadn't shown that the other party was a dragon, Jiang Chen wouldn't have believed it. Do dragons look like this? Thank you for rescuing me, my dear human friend. The dragon bowed slightly. You can call me Tian Tian. I really appreciate it. As for the injuries, don't worry. As long as the head of our dragon clan is not destroyed, all injuries can be healed instantly. Jiang Chen smiled. The dragon race was indeed just as described in the legend, possessing a wide variety of special abilities. Hey, Tian Tian, I want to ask you a favor. Can you take me to the planet where the dragons gather? I want to visit your planet. Tian Tian tilted his head, looked at Jiang Chen, then closed his eyes and sensed it again. Then he nodded again, okay, I can feel that you have no ill intentions and will not harm my people. And you saved me. We, the Dragon Clan, will welcome you. Chapter 100. Tian Tian said with a smile, we, the Dragon Clan, will welcome you. However, the Dragon Clan's headquarters is a bit far from here. At this point, Tianation's face showed sorrow. I also came here by mistake after entering a space turbulence. Before I could figure out the specific situation, I was captured by a few space pirates. After being captured, I eavesdropped on their conversation and learned that this is the Eastern Universe, but my hometown is in the Northern Universe. Hearing this, Jiang Chen staggered and almost fell. Is this a bit far? This is obviously too far. Each of the 4 major cosmic domains of the Southeast, Northwest, Northeast, and Southwest is vast and boundless. It takes a long time to fly from the Demo Palace to other domains. Not to mention going to other universes, many warriors cannot leave their own universe throughout their entire lives. Even if one is a martial saint, it would take several years of flying time to travel to other universes. I have a special power that can teleport people. Jiang Chen looked at Tian Tian and said. But we must know the general appearance of the target point. So, tell me the scene in the North Territory, and I will try to teleport there. Tian Tian tilted his head and thought for a while. In the northern region, there are mountains, water, and grass. Jiang Chen? Can you elaborate on the adjective? Think seriously every day, there are tall mountains with lush green grass on them. Jiang Chen fell into deep thought. After a while, Jiang Chen asked again, where is the space turbulence you encountered before? If it's still there, we might be able to pass through the space turbulence and head to the northern universe. Jiang Chen has already given up on the method of traveling to the northern territory through teleportation. Damn, there is definitely something wrong with Tianation's ability to express himself. Or in other words, different races have different ways of expressing themselves. Maybe in Tianation's opinion, he has described it clearly enough. Where I came from. Tian Tian thought for a while and said. Let me think about it. I remember there were a lot of trees and a river there. I drank a few sips of water and then I was caught. Then, they imprisoned me and took me away directly. Jiang Chen. Is this all useless information? Never mind. Anyway, we know that the Dragon Clan's headquarters is in the Northern Territory. If we reach the North Territory, can you recognize the route home? Jiang Chen asked a soul-searching question. Tian Tian nodded. If it is in the Northern Territory, I can sense the location of my hometown. Jiang Chen breathed a sigh of relief. That was fine. As long as they got to the Northern Territory, they would be able to find the Dragon Clan's base camp. If you want to go to the Northern Territory, it would be best if you can reach the Martial Saint level. After all, the Martial Saint's flying speed is extremely fast. I am now at the 9th level of martial honor, and I am only one step away from becoming a Martial Saint. Well, let's try to practice and see if we can break through to the Martial Saint level first. By the way, let's take a look at Eli's storage ring to see if there are any special treasures. As the son of the great Qing Martial Saint, the treasures in this storage ring can't be too bad, right? I hope there is something that can help me break through. Jiang Chen searched carefully and found that all the treasures were okay, but most of them were life-saving treasures and were not very useful to Jiang Chen. What is this? Suddenly, Jiang Chen found a black and gold token. The above information also emerged. Name, Fire Cloud Army Token. Note, having this token means you are a member of the 3rd Squad of the Fire Cloud Army, an ordinary soldier. Huayun Army, Huayun? This name sounds familiar. Jiang Chen frowned slightly and thought carefully for a while before reacting. When I first came to Area 9534, I heard the legend of Emperor Huayun. Emperor Huayun Wu, from Area 9534, is an unrivaled genius. He has a unique way of cultivation. Among all the martial emperors of the human race, he alone has the most martial saints under his command. Legend has it that as long as one is at the 9th level of martial honor, if he practices his techniques, there is a 50% chance that he will break through to the martial saint level. This probability is already very high. Normally, the probability of a martial lord breaking through to the martial saint level is only 0.1%, or even less. This Fire Cloud Army should be related to the Fire Cloud Emperor, right? Jiang Chen took out his light brain and searched the internet. Soon, he got the information. Emperor Huayun Wu represented the human race in the battle against foreign races. Among them, the Huayun army was the direct army of the Emperor Wu. Later, in the battle with foreign tribes, Emperor Wu was injured and died, and the Huayun army also suffered heavy losses, with most of them killed or wounded. After Emperor Wu's death, the Huayun army followed his will and returned to his hometown, which is Area 9534. After that, they began to accumulate strength. He continued to recruit other geniuses to join the Huayun army, and actively spread part of the martial emperor's inheritance to the army. Among them is the method to break through to become a martial saint. Therefore, there are many martial honor level warriors who have joined the Fire Cloud army in order to break through to the martial saint level. Among them is the taking martial saint. Of course, all these happened 100,000 years ago. Today, the Fire Cloud army is already very powerful. Although not as good as its peak period, it is not bad either. Many people are saying that the Fire Cloud army is now ready and can fight the myriad clans again at any time. As for the Fire Cloud army token, it was obtained by taking martial saint for Eli. Taking Wushan knew very well that joining the Huayun army was a great opportunity, so he thought of a way to use his identity as Wushan to get the Wuhuang level Eli in. Now, the token is in Jiang Chen's hands. A 50% chance of breaking through to martial saint? Recruiting all kinds of geniuses, can they all join? Jiang Chen was somewhat tempted. After all, he himself was also troubled about how to break through to the martial saint realm. With the martial emperor's breakthrough method, maybe he could become a martial saint in just a few days. By then, rushing to the Northern Territory would be a piece of cake. Very good, then join the Fire Cloud army first and find a way to break through to the martial saint level. Then, Jiang Chen looked at Tian Tian again. After I joined the Huayun army, where would Tian Tian be placed? Just leave it on Blue Star. After thinking about it, I realized that on the ancient star Ming Xing, the Scions were all preparing for the planetary competition and probably didn't have time to look after Tian Tian. It's Blue Star. I'll ask So Cai to take care of it when the time comes. So, Jiang Chen looked at Tian Tian. Come on, I'll take you to a place first, you can stay there for a few days, don't worry, it's safe there, no one will imprison you. Tian Tian nodded, you are a good person, I will listen to you. Whoosh. Jiang Chen took Tian Tian and teleported to the home of Yonghu in Blue Star. Zhang Yunyi was practicing on the ancient Ming Star, and Jiang Chen was wandering in the universe all day. Xiaoyu was the only one left in Jiang Chen's home, acting as a nanny and cleaning the room every day. At this moment, she had just finished cleaning and was sitting in front of the TV watching TV. In the picture, there is a man in a suit. I am not bragging, but when I fought with Jiang Chen, it was such a great scene. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.